intercepted. Rashawn Jenkins returning it the other way. Jenkins to the 20, the 10. Rashawn Jenkins.
At home.
How's it going, everybody? I'm Grant Fluff from Fletcher Sports Zone, and welcome to our second broadcast of the 2023-2024 NFL playoffs. That is the game to top. Last night, the Rams and the Lions had themselves a show, but tonight, we got more NFC playoff action as the fifth-seeded Eagles travel to Tampa Bay to take on the fourth-seed Tampa Bay Buccaneers, winners of the NFC South. Let's get into your starting lineups here as Philadelphia comes in a little bit shaky. They've lost games to Seattle, to Arizona, to the Giants, to the Cowboys. They have not looked good the last month and change. They look to change their fortune tonight, trying to head back to the Super Bowl for the second straight year. Jalen Hurts is the quarterback leading the way. Suffered a hand injury last week, but he is starting this week. Swift, Gainwell, and Rashad Penny, the three running backs. No A.J. Brown, he is inactive with the knee injury. Devontae Smith battling with a lower body injury. He will play along with Zacius and the former Buccaneer Julio Jones. Dallas Goedert, the tight end. Offensive line has stayed relatively healthy for Philadelphia, as has the defensive line. Linebacking core, they brought in Shaquille Leonard midway through the season after the Colts released him. He, along with Hassan Reddick, is going to be good for the pass rush. And Reed Blankenship, the NFC Pro Bowl free safety. On to Tampa Bay's side, Baker Mayfield playing in his first playoff start since 2020 when he was a member of the Browns. First year in Tampa Bay, and the Buccaneers are in the playoffs for the fourth straight season. Rachaad White, who's finally emerged onto the scene the last month of the season, he'll be the main running back with Chase Edmonds. Chris Godwin and Mike Evans will be the two main receivers with Cade Otton as the main tight end. This defense, it's gotten really... It started off slow, and it's gotten significantly better as the season's gone on. Vita Vea, the main defensive tackle there, along with a lot of fast and speedy outside linebackers. Don't know if we're going to see Devin White today. I believe we will. And then the secondary, Carlton Davis and Jamal Jean, the two main corners, with Antoine Winfield Jr., the biggest snub in this year's Pro Bowl at free safety. And of course, many of these Buccaneer players are trying to win their second ring. And I guess you could say that same thing with the Eagles. Buccaneers last winning the Super Bowl in 2020 and the Eagles in 2017. So this is interesting. Both these teams played in week 3 at the same stadium, Raymond James, and it was a win for the Eagles. That was to put them at 3-0, but the tides have turned. The Eagles have lost, I think, 4 of their last 5. Tampa Bay has won 5 out of their last 6. And now, as we have these two teams face off once again in January, it is going to be a completely different atmosphere. And, it's going to be interesting to see what Philadelphia does. Can they respond facing adversity? They've struggled for the last month and change, but can they break out of that habit and go to the divisional round? Winner of this game will play the Lions next week at Detroit Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock on NBC. So really excited to see what these two teams are going up against. We know that the Lions will be watching this game. And we are ready to get things going here at Raymond James Stadium. as we look to get a couple more people in chat updating about sports. We look to get some others in the chat here as we ready to roll on for our last game of Wildcard weekend. Of course, the Bills just defeating the Steelers. The entire AFC side is set. Texans, Ravens, and Chiefs, Bills. And we know it will be 49ers, Packers on Saturday night. But will be the Sunday afternoon game. Tampa Bay trying to make their fifth NFC championship game in franchise history. And they're going to have the gauntlet of Eagles and Lions to try to get there. As for Philadelphia, they're trying to return to the NFC Championship, of course, beating San Francisco last year at home. The kickoff from left to right. And away we go for the touchback. And up to the 25, Buccaneers begin first with number 6, Baker Mayfield. As we mentioned, kind of a comeback year for him. Bounced around the Panthers and Rams last season. This year, over 4,000 passing yards, 28 touchdowns, career high in both yards and touchdowns. Again, playing his first playoff game since the 2020 divisional round when he was a member of the Browns. And they lost a heartbreaker to the Chiefs at Arrowhead Stadium. First and 10 for Tampa Bay out of shotgun formation. Otten in motion. Mayfield takes the snap. Mayfield, two-step drop, pumps twice, throws down the left side, and he overthrows Mike Evans. Man-on-man coverage there from Darius Slay, and it's going to be second down and 10 coming up for the Buccaneers as Philadelphia, it's been their struggle this last month. Stopping offenses early on in games. They have built a lot of deficits they couldn't come back from. Case in point, the Sunday night game against Dallas, and overall, they've just kind of let teams stay in games and ended up costing them. Mayfield down the middle, passes caught by Otten. First down to the 39-yard line, and Tampa Bay converts their first down of the game on the second throw. Mayfield a laser to Cade Otten. And good blocking, nice throw down the left side. And able to get that in a perfect spot. Cade Otten. Beautiful catch there. First down for Tampa Bay. 14 and a half left to go in this first. Just getting underway here at Raymond James Stadium. Mayfield under center. First and 10 at the 40. They fake it to White. Mayfield throws deep. Down the middle, Mike Evans. Wide open to the 39. Huge catch. Mike Evans and Baker Mayfield doing a great job off play action. Got a couple of Baker costumes here in the crowd. Baker begins the day 2 for 3. Mayfield steps up in the pocket. Beautiful throw right down the middle. And Mike Evans, part of that Super Bowl 55 winning team. He's able to get away from Darius Slay. And the pass defense has not been a strength for the Eagles whatsoever. Here's the handoff to the right side. Rachaad White up the middle, getting a gain of 8. 2nd and 2 coming up for Tampa Bay. Taking a look at the Eagles' heavy defensive line. Fletcher Cox, Jordan Davis, Josh Sweat, along with Reddick Cunningham and Nicholas Morrow, the linebacking core. And then in the secondary for Philly, Slay, Bradbury, Bradley Roby, Kevin Byard, trade deadline acquisition from Tennessee, and Avonte Maddox. Secondary's been healthy for the Eagles, so don't really know why they've been struggling against the pass these last few weeks, but here is the handoff. White up the middle. Needed 2, got 3, and a first down for the Buccaneers. So Tampa Bay continuing to drive down the field. This is their 3rd first down of the drive. White, 990 yards and 6 touchdowns, all career highs for the second-year RB. Buccaneers have looked impressive, much better than the 8-9 team that barely squeaked into the playoffs last year. Mayfield takes the snap. High snap, puts it down. White, a handoff and a spin move out to the 20, where it's going to be second down and 3. Just a little over a year ago, the last time we broadcasted a game on the channel featuring Baker Mayfield, it was a Packers-Rams Monday night game, and Green Bay won that game very convincingly. I think Mayfield threw a pick or two, and he just didn't look really impressive at all. I was very skeptical heading into the season how well Baker would play, but I think this game means everything for him and the team. I think if Baker Mayfield continues to play well tonight, he gets re-signed by Tampa Bay long-term. However, if he plays poorly, they may cut ties with them. Mayfield throws it a little too hard there for Otten, 3rd and 3, as Moreau was all over the tight end there. Off the play action pass, it's 3rd and 3. And I mean, points are points, but you definitely want to score 7, preferably, on the Eagles. I mean, we were talking about a team that has struggled when giving up touchdowns, points early on in games, and they showed that last week against the Giants. Saquon Barkley scored 2 touchdowns against them in a half of work. White shifts from left to right. Mayfield audibles, takes a snap on 3rd and 3, throws, pass caught. White breaks off a tackle from Bradbury, and what a powerful couple of yards after the initial contact. He slammed Bradbury to the ground, and he was able to pick up a first down. Mayfield, nice catch by White. A little stiff arm to Bradbury, whipped on the tackle, and is able to fight his way. First down, Tampa Bay. That was marvelous work by the second-year running back. And that's their 4th first down of the game, and he'll take a breather. See if we get Edmonds or the rookie at Syracuse, Sean Tucker, in the game. And they fake it to Edmonds. Mayfield pumps, now runs, his first carry of the game. He slides down at the 10, and he'll make it 2nd down, about 6 coming up here for Tampa Bay. I mean, quick drive's a quick drive for the Bucs, and they have looked very good, especially in first half offense this year. I mean, they exploded against Jacksonville. They played very poorly, though, down the stretch against New Orleans and Carolina especially. They've only scored a combined 2 touchdowns in the last 2 games, and both of those were kind of garbage time scores against New Orleans. So the offense, this is definitely a good beat for them. Mayfield throws, end zone dropped by Cade Otton. Vontae Maddox on the coverage. 3rd down and 3 coming up here. Well, it was a good attempt. Otton kind of got held by Maddox there. Nothing called. Didn't really interfere with the catch probably. Otton still had a chance to make that snag. Could not while falling down. It's 3rd and 3. And again, points are points, but preferably you do not want to kick a field goal in this spot. You've had such a good drive. You don't want to just score 3. You want to really show Philadelphia that you came to play. Mayfield on 3rd and 3 goes for the end zone, and that was miscommunication with the receiver. And he overthrows Palmer, 4th and 3. And out comes Chase McLaughlin for Tampa Bay. I think they got a little mixed up there. Mayfield and Trey Palmer. Palmer tries to run a curl route in front of the end zone. Mayfield, I think sensing the pressure, just threw it away. 4th and 3, and Chase McLaughlin will come on. 28-yard attempt from the right hash. Good snap, good hold. McLaughlin is good, and it is 3-0. Bucks in the lead to begin this one here at home, but we shall see how the Eagles respond. 3-0 Bucks here in the first quarter. All right, let's see what the Eagles are doing. Last night's broadcast was a lot of fun. Lions-Rams was awesome. Great game, 24-23 finish. Detroit winning their first playoff game since 1991. And it's been the best game of the playoffs. Honestly, if I had to rate the games, I don't even know what I'd do. If I had to rank the games, I'd probably rank them. Lions-Rams 1. This game by default is going to be put at 2 for now. I think I'll honestly go, and this is pretty sad, but I think I'm actually going to go Texans-Browns 3. Bills-Steelers 4. And then 5 would have to be Chiefs-Dolphins. worst game, and then 6 would be the biggest blowout, which was Packers-Cowboys, which, I mean, Dallas tried to come back at the end, but it was mostly garbage time points, so I guess we'll go Green Bay. Dallas was the worst game, and right now we'll go Detroit, and LA was the best game. Had a lot of fun on stream last night. I was singing a little Eminem and was having a great time. And yeah, hopefully tonight's a good time as well. We might have a special guest come on for halftime. Buccaneers fan. He's pretty excited. He's been on the channel a million times before, but you get to see him again. Hopefully, when I text him near the end of the second, I'm going to say, hey, you coming on halftime? You on? So hopefully we have him come on. That would be awesome to have him as a guest. But currently in commercial break, 3-0 Tampa Bay leads off the Chase McLaughlin kick. And so Philadelphia about to get the ball for the first time. Tampa Bay, back-to-back years, they are the Monday 1 o'clock game, or the Monday night 8 o'clock game here on Wildcard weekend. They better hope they don't be put in this spot if they continue to make the playoffs. Because, I mean, back-to-back years being put at the 8:20 window here, that's interesting for sure. If I was a Bucs fan, I'd be a little upset. I'd probably want to play a Sunday afternoon game or something. Anyways, touchback out to the 25 goes the Eagles. But hey, maybe they like the primetime spotlight. What do we know? Jalen Hurts in his postseason career, 2-2 record, 4 touchdowns, 2 picks, 5 rushing touchdowns. Made the Super Bowl last year, and he has been awfully impressive. Played well against Tampa Bay in 2021. Didn't win, but played well enough to at least put his team in a position to win. And then, of course, last year exploded onto the scene and even had a great Super Bowl performance despite the loss. Swift, a gain of 9 to the left side. Devontae Smith, pretty much the only healthy receiver coming into this game for Philadelphia, and he's even battling a lower body injury. Quez Watkins and Julio Jones will be the receivers 2 and 3. Julio Jones coming off a 2-touchdown game against the Cardinals a few weeks back. Despite the loss, it showed that he's still got a little left in the tank, and signing with the Eagles midway through the year and hopes to win his first Super Bowl ring. Swift up the middle, needed a yard, got 2, first down Eagles, and very interesting, 2nd and 1. There is not a tush-push with a brotherly shove, as they like to say. 1st and 10, Philadelphia. I'm sure we'll be seeing plenty of that later on 3rd and 4th and short situations. Hurts, empty backfield. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Hurts. Staying back at the 31. He takes the snap. Hurts throws. Pass caught to the right side. And brought down. Julio Jones on the catch. And a gain of about 3 there. Brought down number 35, Jamal Dean with the stop. And it's going to be 2nd down 6 after a gain of 4. Mayfield leading his team down the field, leading to a Chase McLaughlin field goal. Tampa Bay up 3-zip. Philadelphia first drive of the game right here. Hurts. High snap. They fake it to Swift. Passes caught by Dallas Goedert. Left side. And it'll be 3rd down and 3 coming up for the Eagles. Dallas Goedert with a nice catch there. Carlton Davis with a nice tackle there as well. 3rd down and 2 coming up for Philly. They fake it to Swift. Nice play. Goedert. Carlton Davis able to wrap up his legs there. It's going to be 3rd down and 2 coming up. Look at that fan wearing a Mike Evans creamsicle jersey with a creamsicle hat. Bucko Bruce right there. Nice jersey. I love the creamsicles. Favorite throwbacks in the league. Here's Hurts. With a second left on the play clock, Tampa Bay brings an all-out assault, and the pass is knocked away by Winfield as Hurts was looking for Dallas Goedert down the right side, and Tampa Bay gets a great stop on defense. It's 4th and 2, and out comes Bradley Mann, the punter. I mean, an all-out blitz by Tampa Bay, and KJ Britt almost knocked that ball backwards. They're trying to get a strip sack on Jalen Hurts. Instead, Winfield able to stick with Dallas Goedert step for step and knock it away. So here's a punt from Mann, Devin Tompkins, the return man for Tampa Bay, and it's fair caught at the 20. Don't go anywhere. We are just getting things started here in Tampa Bay, Florida. It is 3-0 Bucs, second drive of the game coming up. Stay tuned. And that commercial break here in Tampa Bay. Second drive of the game about to begin for the Bucs, up 3-0. Kicked a Chase McLaughlin field goal, and then the Eagles forced to punt on their first offensive drive. A couple diehard Buccaneer fans in attendance today. Hall of Famer Warren Sapp, Lincoln Riley, USC head coach Aaron Judge, the star Yankees right fielder, and Ric Flair, 16-time WWE World Champion. Baker Mayfield, 1st and 10 from the 21, and play is blown dead. And it looks like Adrian Hill, our referee, he's going to call false start on Tampa Bay. 1st and 15 coming up for the Bucs. 1st and 15 off the false start, and now Palmer being substituted off. Mayfield did not do terrible on his first drive, completed 3 passes. And I think they're going to have to get him and White going if they want to continue to score some points and potentially go up 2 possessions here. Mayfield fires down the middle, wide open, down to the 38 before he is brought down. Nice catch, and another flag is thrown. For whatever reason, David Moore made a nice catch. He's kind of come on as the wide receiver 4 late in the season. And now we have another flag down. Let's see what our official Hill has to say. Personal foul, grabbing the face mask on Philadelphia. That penalty will be declined on Zach Cunningham. First down, Buccaneers. They're going to call Zach Cunningham, former Houston Texan, 2016 draft pick. And right there, you're going to see you can't really make a tackle like that. It was a good stiff arm. You can't bring him to the ground, grabbing the face mask like that. He jerked it to the right and made it obvious for the officials to call. First down, Tampa Bay at the 47-yard line of Philadelphia. Play fake. Mayfield going deep. One-on-one shot. And Mike Evans would have had a touchdown, but James Bradbury stuck with them step for step and made a remarkable pass deflection. 2nd and 10 coming up for Tampa. Well, I credit them trying to go deep early on in this game. Bradbury kind of lost control for a second. Wow, that is a drop. A rare drop at that by Mike Evans. I thought Bradbury, from the original camera angle, batted the pass away. Not at all. That is a drop by Mike Evans, and a rare one at that. 2nd and 10, and now an inside handoff to White, and Shad White will go out to the 44, making it 3rd down and medium here for the Buccaneers. I mean, just a heartbreaking drop by Mike Evans. I would have put him inside the 5, 1st and goal with all the momentum on their side, and the crowd would have exploded if Mayfield completed that pass. Instead, now he's sitting at 4 for 9 passing. By the way, Wildcard weekend, every team that has scored first has won. And I'm pretty sure the home team has won every game besides Green Bay, Dallas. Mayfield throws down the middle. Pass is caught inside the 20, inside the 15, cuts back at the 10, and he's in! Touchdown, David Moore! Philadelphia let Moore wide open down the middle, and he continued to avoid tackles, and in he went for a 44-yard touchdown. I mean, my goodness, what sloppy tackling efforts by the Eagles, and cashing in is David Moore, making it 9-0 with the extra point on the way. Chris Godwin was also wide open. Kevin Byard fell down. That's how Moore got so open. McLaughlin nails the extra point. And before you even know it, it is 10-0. Bucks in front. And oh my goodness, this season has been unraveling very quickly for the Eagles. And you really hate to see it as well, because they had such a good year, but Tampa Bay taking them to town early. This could get right out of hand, just like how the Giants game did last week. They had to play Marcus Mariota, their backup, for the majority of that contest after Jalen Hurts left the game with a hand injury. And he's got his hand all taped up. Them going not 3 and out, but them punting on the first drive and then immediately giving up a David Moore touchdown. I mean, remarkable stuff from the Buccaneers, and Mayfield has his first passing touchdown since that Chiefs game in 2021. Versus you did throw a touchdown in that game, right? 2020 divisional round. I think he did. If not, then the wildcard game against the Steelers. But I'm pretty sure Mayfield threw a touchdown in that game. Yeah, he did. Mayfield, in that game, he went 1 touchdown, 1 pick, 204 yards, completed 23 passes, a 57.2 quarterback rating. The touchdown pass was to none other than Jarvis Landry. Interesting. Chiefs, of course, won that game. That was the game where Mahomes got hurt. Chad Henne came in and they converted a gutsy 4th and 2 to win the game. Yes, that game was 3 years ago, probably close to the date at this point. What date was that? I mean, oh my God, I remember watching the ending of that game. I missed the first half. This is how vividly I remember it. January 17th. Wow, this Wednesday is going to be the 3-year anniversary of that game. I remember exactly where I was. So I missed the first half because I had to work on a school project. Oh, what else is new? A student slacking on their work, huh? No, that wasn't the case. It was just a huge project I had to do. So I did that for the first half. I remember I'm like, I got to watch the second half. And yeah, great game. Great ending with the whole Chad Henne coming in thing. Yeah, that game's 3 years ago. I don't know where time went. Of course, I ended up. What was the other game that day? I think I commentated the other game. Yeah, I did. Buccaneers Saints. And I commentated that game on social media. I can't believe it. Here's the touchback out to the 25 goes Philadelphia. So this is what, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022. Wow. 50 year, 5 years commentating games online. Oh my God. I feel old. I've been commentating games online for 5 years, whether it be YouTube or Sportscaster before I fully switched to YouTube midway through, I think 2021, 2019, 2020 stuff was all on a completely different website, but I still counted as I did broadcast those games online. So I hope I could get some of those old broadcasts back. Maybe I'll post them during the off season or something. Here's the handoff. Here's DeAndre Swift in a gain of 3. 2nd down and 7. Now Philadelphia's they gotta get going because it's okay. You give up two scoring possessions, but if you could score and make it a 1-possession game, you're still in a good spot. Buccaneer player is down, and that is the linebacker Yaya Davey. Rookie outside linebacker at Louisville. He was a 3rd-round pick by Tampa Bay. As medical staff comes treating on him. And they look to get him off the field, and they will. Hurts. I mean, he seems to get a little bit more comfortable in games as they go along. The Eagles are going to have to hope that's the case here tonight because, I mean, if they fall down 3 possessions early, I don't know how they're going to come back from this. So 2nd and 7, ball placed at the 28. Here is Hurts. He takes the snap, and they fake the inside handoff. Pass is caught the right side. Quez Watkins pushed out of bounds by Jamal Dean. 3rd and 4. Coming up, as Divey's still walking off on the sidelines. You can look at most sacks here by rookie. Rams leading the way in that category. Kobe Turner with 9, Byron Young with 8. But Davey with 7.5, and all were 3rd-round picks in this past year's draft. Awfully impressive stuff. They're down 2. At the 32. Hurts. Empty backfield. Takes the snap. Tampa Bay brings pressure. Passes dropped by Goddard. Levante David was there. So was Jamal Dean. Hurts throws an incompletion. 2 drives, 2 punts for Philadelphia. Wow. Tampa Bay is getting the ball back. Just scored a touchdown, just got a great stop. This Eagles offense, I don't know, man. I mean, because they scored 31 points against Arizona and lost, and that was their best offensive performance they've had since the middle of November. This team was 10-1. They finished 11-6. Brutal stretch for the Eagles. Here is the return out to the 23 in the sideline. Wanted a face mask on Devin Tompkins, but they're not going to get one. Eagles are poverty. Yep. Guess so, Kyle. How's your night going? Eagles, back-to-back punts. Bucks getting the ball up 10-zip. I knew to pick Tampa tonight. And I know Tampa Bay has struggled, and like I mentioned, heading into today's game, they've only scored 2 touchdowns in 2 weeks. But that's just how bad Philadelphia has played over the last month and change. They have a 1-5 record in their last 6, and the one game they won was a way too close of a contest against the Giants on Christmas Day. The last time, let's take a look at the Eagles' schedule here. What was like the last really convincing Eagles win this season? I'm trying to think. I mean, it's been a while since they've really won a legit game. As we mentioned, they've beaten the same Buccaneers team back in week 3 very handily, 25-11. Let's take a look at the schedule. Lost to the Giants, lost to the Cardinals. They beat the Giants, lost to Seattle, lost to Dallas, lost to San Francisco. Buffalo in overtime. Yeah, probably their last legit win, but 3-point game against Buffalo. They beat the Chiefs. Man, that was back when they were 9-1. I remember watching that game back in November. 4-point win against the Cowboys. 5-point win against the Commanders. And I would say their Dolphins game back on Monday Night Football all the way back in week 7. That was their, that was the last time they won by more than a possession. And I remember the officiating being very questionable. In the week before that, they lost to the Jets. You'd have to go all the way back to week 7 to find an Eagles non-one-possession victory against the Dolphins, who proved yesterday, or 2 nights ago now, that they are the most fraudulent team against teams above 500. But the Eagles could be number 2 if this game continues to go down south. I'm not trying to pick on the Eagles here, but they have just been looking terrible ever since December rolled around. I don't want to be that guy, but if they lose tonight, that Bills win was their Super Bowl. 12-1, or what were they? No, they have 11 wins. They were 10-1. And then they got steamrolled by San Francisco and Dallas, and they haven't been the same team since. Even bringing in guys like Kevin Byard and Shaquille Leonard have not helped out this team much. Tampa Bay, 3rd drive of the game. Oh, Mike and Brennan had Eagles? Really? I've had Tampa Bay since last week when the match was announced. Chase Edmonds, a gain of 3. And I guess we'll do divisional round predictions at halftime. That would be a little fun. I guess we could kind of do a little preview for all the games. There's Matt Patricia, former Patriot defensive coordinator and front office assistant. Now he's an Eagles defensive assistant. And he's probably going to get fired after this season because he's been terrible all year. Mayfield throws it out to Chase Edmonds. Edmonds gets a block. 1st down. Needed 6, got 7. Everything Tampa Bay is touching is turning into gold right now. Oh my goodness. And so Matt Patricia is the senior defensive assistant and the play caller. And there is Dennis Asai, the first year as Eagles defensive coordinator. Of course, Rich Gannon, not Rich Gannon, my God, the former quarterback. Gannon got sent, he packed his bags, went to Arizona for the head coaching position. Here is Palmer off the end around, spin move, and goes down to the 43-yard line. Former Seahawk and Bear. I never knew that. Oh, David Moore. Yeah, I knew David Moore wasn't he a former Panther too? But I know for a fact he did play on the Seahawks and the Bears. You're right about that. 2nd down and 1 coming up here. And yeah, just David Moore. Like I said, he's slowly but surely, right before the touchdown grab, I said he was slowly but surely beginning to kind of take that wide receiver position, wide receiver 3 or 4 position. It's kind of been him and Palmer splitting it the last month, and it's been working. We're talking about Desai, but David Moore as well. Here's the handoff, and Chase Edmonds up the middle. Needed a yard, got 2. And what a weird 2022 season it was for Chase Edmonds. He started off on the Dolphins. And I think he got traded to Tampa Bay, was it? And then I thought he also spent some time with the Broncos in between. He had a very weird season last year, Chase Edmonds. Yeah, so he's signed with the Broncos. He was on the Cardinals, signed with the Broncos, got traded to the Dolphins, left in free agency, signed with Tampa Bay. Last year was a weird one for Edmonds, but he's getting rewarded. White back in the game and gets the carry there on 1st and 10. Tries to bounce off a little too many tackles and to lose 3 yards there. Brandon Graham on the stop. That's interesting. I was hoping White, when he knew the hole closed, I was hoping you would pitch it back to Mayfield. We would see an impromptu flea flicker. Not the case. And instead, it's going to be 2nd and 13 coming up for this tough Eagles defense. Brandon Graham on the sidelines for this one. Chris Godwin in motion from left to right. Mayfield throws down the middle. Pass is caught. Otten, first down and much more. Give him about 20 before Morrow makes the tackle. Tampa Bay firing on all cylinders. And even when they have a play go for -3 yards, they respond and pick up a massive first down. Mayfield, he has been clicking and definitely his best playoff game statistically to date. Wow. On right down the middle, Morrow and Byard combining on the stop. Tampa Bay already has 137 total receiving yards. Already White the handoff to the right, and he's only getting a yard. This Eagles defense is tough against the run, but teams have been exposing them all year in the pass game, and that's exactly what Tampa Bay's doing now. Up 10-0 as we start the second quarter. Coming up right after this commercial break. Don't go anywhere. Tampa Bay looking to make it 3 possessions. Can they do it? We head into the second quarter, 10-0, the Buccaneers lead, and they're in field goal range again. Look at go 3 possessions. According to Kyle, James Bradbury has just been benched. I think that means the rookie Eli Ricks is going to get some playing time now. The Eagles fall off is worse than the 2021 Cardinals. It's worse than the 2023 Jaguars. How did the Jaguars not have the worst collapse this year? But the Eagles somehow miraculously, the Jaguars did not have the worst collapse of the season. I don't even know how that's possible, but good job, Philly. You're doing a good job in representing that. 178-26 the total yards in favor of Tampa Bay. On in motion, first play of the second quarter at the 32-yard line. They fake the inside handoff. Mayfield is sacked, back at the 37, Josh Sweat. And finally, Philadelphia able to at least calm the storm for a moment and putting Tampa Bay in a 3rd and long situation pretty much knocks them at a field goal range as well. But, I mean, you take a look at some of the biggest collapses since 2020. You obviously have the Eagles and Jaguars this year. Last year you had the Titans. 2021 you had the Cardinals. And then 2020 you had the Steelers. What do all those teams have in common? They either missed the playoffs or lost in the wild card round. And the Eagles, unfortunately, looking like they're going to join that list. Mayfield throws deep, and he's almost intercepted. It looked like they got the pick for the moment. Zach Cunningham read it like a book, but he could not come down with the interception. It is 4th down, and I believe we are going to see a punt here. A little too far to attempt a field goal if you're Tampa Bay, if you ask me. You're up 10-0. And yeah, Mayfield just trying to fit that ball in a tight spot. Not really sure what they were doing here. It's a 54-yard attempt for Chase McLaughlin. They'll kick the field goal. No punt. Good snap, good hold. McLaughlin is good. They elect to not pin Philadelphia deep, and they get rewarded. 3 drives, 3 scoring possessions, 2 field goals, and a touchdown. And it is 13-0 Tampa Bay. Wow. 3 drives, 3 scores, and their lights-out defense is coming back on the field. Wow. I mean, this is crazy. I had Tampa Bay winning, but I was still expecting it to be close. Now, granted, it's still only a 2-possession game. But this 2-possession game feels like a 4-possession game. That's how dominant Tampa Bay's been playing. We are going to have one happy camper during halftime. All right. Poor Jason Zoe. Yeah. I know. Stinks to be them. But, oh well. They get to join me, Tyler, and everyone else but Mike in the friend group who friggin' missed the playoffs or is already out of it. And I'm pretty sure Mike's the only one that's got a team left, right? Yeah. At least in the friend group at our college, me and Kyle's college. Our friend group, our buddy Mike's a Niners fan. I think he's the only one left. Brendan's Giants. Obviously, our fellow Patriot friends are out. Nuts. It's been weird playoffs. It's been really weird playoffs. Oh, and I can't forget about Max. He likes the Chiefs. So I guess it's just him and I guess it's just them two. Man, what a weird playoffs it's been. And I feel like Tampa Bay is like probably going to run away with this game. So that leaves out of 6 wildcard games, only 1 was like rewatchable. Unless you're a fan of your respective teams. But outside the Lions game, every game, and it looks like this one's heading down that direction too, has been a blowout. So, or at least not blowout, but 2-possession game, boring, nothing really memorable unless you're a fan of the team. Now, I agree with the decision that Buffalo and Pittsburgh should have played today instead of yesterday because of the snow. I completely agree with that decision, but wouldn't have really mattered. I think Pittsburgh was doomed to the start anyway. Punt and touchback out to the 25 goes Philly. So this is their 3rd drive of the game. Their first drives both resulted in punts and a 10-1 record at one point, as I've said before, but now they lost 5 of their last 6. They were comfortable in the 1 seed. They lost to the Niners. They dropped to the 2. Lost to Dallas, dropped to the 5. And then they stayed in the 5. Would have been the 3 seed. Oh, no, they would have been the 2 seed if they beat the Cardinals or the Seahawks, held on to one of those 2 games, but they did not. Hurts under immediate duress and throws it low for Devontae Smith, incomplete. And, I know the Eagles are also without A.J. Brown right now, but, how much does this offense rely on A.J. Brown? Jalen Hurts, and even the statistics show, during that 11-game stretch, 245 passing yards a game. Now he averages 194. He's only thrown 5 touchdowns in the last 6 games. Brutal stretch here for Hurts. And again, that's coming off leaving a game early last week with an injured hand. They fake it to Swift, throws down the middle. There's Devontae Smith. Smith busting free past the 50, down to the 45-yard line before he is brought down. And there is the Eagles. Zion McCollum with the tackle. But there's Philadelphia's offense. Got to take advantage here. They've played, decent enough to at least get them to an 11-6 record. Now you got to execute it in the playoffs. Here's the first play of the game in opponent territory for Philly. Hurts throws down the middle, pass caught, and Smith jukes to the right side. Devontae Smith picking up 12 in the first. Back-to-back catches for the Eagles, number 1 tonight. And a touchdown would be massive. And this is what I'm talking about. It's good Tampa Bay scoring, and they're taking the points. But, how long can you take the points? How long can you rely on field goals? And once the Eagles offense gets clicking, they begin to click. And you begin to doubt the Eagles. And now they're playing well. Here's the catch. And out of bounds goes Quez Watkins. 2nd and 9 coming up for Philly. It's almost like they're hearing us. They're hearing the media. They realize they are down 13-0, and they're going to have to respond somehow. Even a field goal cuts the deficit down to 10. Points are points in this spot. Hurts in shotgun. To his left is Swift at the 30, 2nd and 8. 13th play of the drive, or 13th play in general for Philadelphia. Not of the drive. As they fake the handoff to Swift, Hurts rolls out to his left. He'll run, and he'll get tackled out of bounds. It'll be 3rd down and 7 as Tyrone gets the tackle there. First round pick out of the 2021 draft class. Joe Tyrone, JTS, getting this tackle there, and it's 3rd down and 7 for the Eagles. Eagles get out of the huddle. Kenneth Gainwell will be the running back. Hurts is 6 for 9 passing for 57 yards. Hurts in shotgun. Gainwell to his left. Watkins in motion. Hurts takes the snap. Throws and nearly intercepted by Jamal Dean. Hurts tried to throw it very quickly, and it was a little overthrown, intended for Devontae Smith. And Philadelphia is forced to kick the field goal. Here comes Jake Elliott. Yeah, well, right away, Devin White comes screaming up the left side. So Hurts had to quickly release that football, or else he was going to be sacked. And Mayfield fired up on the bench. They get the stop, and they're going to keep it at a 2-possession game no matter what happens on the 47-yard attempt from Elliott, who's 30 for 32 on the year. Make that 31 for 33. Eagles are on the board. Shutout is over here. 13-3. Bucs lead. With 11.5 to go in the first half. Eagles look solid, and they're putting themselves in a position to maybe spark some momentum here. And there's still 13-3, Tampa Bay in the lead. Move the TV. Oh, but Dad wanted to hear you. What's up, Mr. Howe? Thank you for getting into the broadcast. I appreciate it. Hopefully our TVs are Hopefully the TVs are pretty much in sync. Apologize if they're not. If I'm doing a better job than Joe Buck, I'm having a good day, I suppose. Last night's broadcast was pretty fun, Rams-Lions, but this game has been pretty fun as well. Eagles-Bucks. I mean, it's the 4th seed versus the 5th seed. It's got to be relatively close. Second closest game we've gotten so far this weekend. So, there we go. There we go. Next week, we will have Ravens-Texans at 4 o'clock, followed by Packers-49ers at 8 o'clock, and then the Sunday game, Lions versus winner of this game will be on at 3 o'clock, and then Bills-Chiefs, 6:30. Buckle up. We are going to be ready for the divisional round of the playoffs. Now, again, I don't unfortunately think I'll be able to broadcast any games, but I think especially if the NFC Championship is Lions-49ers, that will be a game I would really want to call. So we'll see. You'll probably get at least one more playoff commentary, but that's why I wanted to do this game tonight, because I think next week we'll be busy. But super excited to be here. Like I mentioned back in the first quarter, 5th year broadcasting these playoff games online. My first one was Titans-Patriots 2019 Wildcard. That was Tom Brady's last game as a Patriot. Oh my gosh. What other games did I do? And then I did Vikings-Saints, the overtime game where Minnesota won. I've done 49ers-Packers NFC Championship, Bills-Chiefs 2021. That was a crazy game where Kansas City won in overtime. And then, of course, yesterday was a year to the date, Jaguars-Chargers. Take me back to the Jaguars making the playoffs. What's up, Sam? Thanks for stopping by. Glad the Bruins won today. Big 3-0 win over the Devils. Kick goes for a touchback. Out to the 25 goes Baker. 3 drives, 3 scores for Tampa Bay. That's what we're looking at here. A touchdown and 2 field goals. Huge 44-yard touchdown by David Moore. Blew this game wide open for a moment, but the Eagles nailing their field goal. Well, at least make it a 10-point game, at least showing, hey, push comes to shove, we're still here, so you're going to have to continue to score if you want to beat us. Eagles trying to send a message. Mayfield play fake on the first play of the drive, throws the screen, and staying on his feet up to the 29 and picking up 4 is Tompkins, who has been the primary kick and punt returner this season for Tampa Bay, and it's 2nd down and 6. And if you're wondering, yes, I was on the call for 2 of the Buccaneers' playoff wins on their road to Super Bowl 55. I actually did both the wildcard game against the Commanders and the divisional round game against the Saints. I elected to do the Chiefs-Bills AFC Championship game instead of Packers Bucks, though. Mayfield throws deep. Passes dropped by Mike Evans. The second drop already for Evans, and both of those were just in the breadbasket. I mean, Mayfield's throwing great passes. Mike Evans is just man-on-man coverage against Darius Slay. He wins the battle. He's got to make that catch. That's the second time he's beaten man-on-man coverage, and he just can't reel in the catch. He only has 1 catch for 21 yards on 4 targets right now. Otten in motion to the left. Mayfield takes the snap, an empty backfield. 3rd and 6. Mayfield pumps. He's going to step up. He's going to run, and he's going to get the first down and slide down after a gain of 8. Baker Mayfield, a little first down celebration. I like it. Mayfield's always been, he's always had that swagger. He's confident. We've seen this since he's been in college with Oklahoma. We saw it on the Browns. We saw it a little bit at the end of last year with the Rams when he really played better down the stretch. I mean, he always has that swagger and that competitive nature. 16 rushing yards, putting him at 156 total yards on the day. Mayfield takes the snap here. White behind him on 1st and 10. White gets the carry and a yard. It seems like it's only been about 2-yard carries for White. Again, the Eagles' run defense has never been in question. It's been the passing defense for sure, which has been the main concern for the Eagles. Let's take a look at the 8 head coaches Mayfield's had to deal with here since joining the NFL in 2018. Hugh Jackson, then Greg Williams, Freddie Kitchens in 2019, Kevin Stefanski in 2020 and 2021, Matt Rule, Steve Wilkes replaced Matt Rule midway through last year, got placed on waivers. Rams picked him up, started for the Rams a few games. Sean McVay was the coach. And of course, this year, Todd Bowles. Swing pass, Tompkins with the catch here on 2nd and 9, breaks off a tackle and picks up 11. I mean, this is just poor tackling. And I mean, this is what doomed the Steelers against the Bills earlier today. Poor tackling will lead to more yards for the receiver, and Matt Patricia is just shaking his head on the sidelines. I mean, you got to wrap up here. Tompkins only a gain of about 3 or 4, but Zach Cunningham can't fully put his body around the speedy Tompkins, who's able to rip off a tackle and go for the first. And Nick Sirianni's upset at the official. Well, be upset at your players not wrapping up on the tackle. I mean, I don't really know why Sirianni's fired up. Mayfield throws down the middle, and Cade Otton between him and Evans. This is ridiculous. Evans has dropped 2, and now that's the second drop for the tight end, Cade Otton. Mayfield should have, I'm not even kidding, Mayfield should probably have about 210, 220 passing yards. That was a 20-yard throw right there to Otton, and he dropped it. I mean, again, perfect throw. There was barely any pressure, so Mayfield was able to put the sling on it and just dropped. I can't believe it. 2nd and 10. Baker throws the screen. Chris Godwin, get him involved, why don't you? A gain of 9. It's going to be 3rd and 1. Nicholas Moreau on the stop. And right away, Tampa Bay says, you know, you scored some points. We're going to score some points, as they are just on the cusp of field goal range. I mean, wow. That David Moore touchdown really blew this game wide open. And now they're just dominating on the offensive side of the ball. This Eagles defense has been broken for a little bit, but Tampa Bay is taking him to school right now. White, the running back, Godwin in motion to the right, 3rd and 1. Mayfield takes the snap. Handoff goes White. He did not pick up the yard there. He is stopped at the 41. 4th and 1, and I think you go QB sneak with Baker here. Good snap, good inside handoff. Eagles defense, I mean, come on. They probably defend against the tush push in practice. I don't think they're going to be scared of a 3rd and 1. I think what would have been smart is they fake it to White, they rolled out to the right, and he threw for Cade Otton, and they probably would have gotten the first down that way. Instead, they run, and now they'll go for it on 4th and 1, as you'd expect. A little too far from field goal range at the 41. In motion is Tompkins. Mayfield, the pitch to White. Cuts inside, gets the first, needed a yard, and they pick up about 5 or 6, converting the first down. And, I mean, that could have been the momentum shifter right there if Philadelphia was able to stop them. They do not. Great blocking by the star right tackle, Tristan Wirfs, and now White is jogging off the field limping, so it looks like we might get some more Chase Edmond action. Good blocking from Wirfs on Avonte Maddox, clearing the way for White to get the first, but I think he may have tweaked his ankle as he fell down there, so Edmonds is back out there. In shotgun, he catches the screen, and he dropped it. If this is a live ball, nope, referee signal incomplete. 2nd and 10. If that was a live ball, the Bucs would have lost about 6 yards there. White trying to limp off whatever he's feeling on the sideline right now. 9 rushes, 28 yards. He's been averaging about 3 yards a carry. My receivers are costing him like Mahomes with MVS and Tony. I agree, Kyle. Otton and Evans have got to do better jobs of holding on to the football here. This is ridiculous. Mayfield should have about well over 200 yards passing right now. That's a couple of drops that, again, you change those touchdowns to field goals, and that's how you keep Philadelphia in this game for much longer than what they should be. I mean, they should be going for the kill right now and try to go up 20-3. We'll see if that happens. Mayfield empty backfield. Takes the snap down the middle. Pass caught. Otten. They'll make it 3rd down and 4. He's trying to pick up some extra yardage. I don't blame him. But clearly tackled there. And they'll mark it 3rd and 5 with 6 minutes to go here in this first half. It has been all Tampa Bay. Buccaneers and Eagles have a lot of playoff history. It all started in 1979. Tampa Bay won their first ever playoff game in the Sombrero against Ron Jaworski and the Eagles back in the 79 divisional round, and then they've played again in 01. Philly won that one. Obviously, the 2002 NFC Championship with the Bucs won. Mayfield throws incomplete, knocked away by Cunningham. Could have been a pick. That could have been Mayfield's second pick, too. Dodged a bullet, 4th and 5. They'll bring out Chase McLaughlin. And, of course, Eagles-Buccaneers playoff history. The most recent game 2 years ago, Tom Brady's last playoff win was the Wildcard win in 2021. The Bucs were the 2 seed, Eagles were the 7th seed, and Jalen Hurts' 2nd season. All right, we'll kick the field goal. McLaughlin made the first kick from 28 and the next one from 54. This one a little shorter than 54. 48-yard attempt. McLaughlin 3 for 3 on the night. And it is 16-3. But again, these field goals still with a touchdown. And it's a one-possession game. And these are when these small drops by Evans and Otten and Edmonds, they all kind of jumble up as one here because it's costing Tampa Bay more yards, potentially costing them more points. 16-3, Eagles getting the ball back. Let's see if they can respond. They kicked the field goal last time. We'll be back after this commercial break. Just had that commercial break. Well, since we have our good friend Drew of the channel, who's a Buccaneers fan, we're going to have him on at halftime. So during the 2-minute warning, stay tuned. We will be recapping the sports news from this weekend. Of course, go follow Fletcher Sports Zone on Instagram if you don't already. Keeping track of all the NFL updates across the league, game alerts, transactions, you name it, we post it. Here's the touchback. That should be my new slogan. You name it, we post it. Of course, for the 4 major sports and college football, basketball, and hockey as well. Anyways, Eagles' 4th drive coming up. Well, they've kicked a field goal on their last drive. Gotta do a better job. Now, Tampa Bay, they're kicking a lot of field goals. Philadelphia still has a chance to win this game. I have never seen a 2-possession game feel like a 4-possession game before, but this is what this feels like. Tampa Bay is dominating, and Philadelphia, they gotta wake up. Fake it to Swift. They throw the screen, and Goddard drops it. Flag is down late. And we'll get this all sorted out. Field goals are killing them. That's what I'm saying. Kyle. 2 touchdowns gives them the lead. 17-16. You got to be careful. This flag is going to be against the Eagles. But, yeah, they got to be careful here. Because if Philadelphia gets that one huge play, they could really get the momentum back. An eligible man downfield is going to be the right guard, Cam Juris. The right guard, next to Lane Johnson. Yeah, he moved quickly. I don't think the Eagles have really found a good right guard since, what was his name? Brandon Brooks, since he retired after 2021. Oh, wow. I can't believe I almost forgot his name for a second. Brandon Brooks was a great lineman. And that pass is caught. And a gain of 3 for Julio Jones, stepping out of bounds on the right side. It's going to be second down, and 7 coming up. Yeah, Brandon Brooks. Remember him? 3-time Pro Bowler, was on that Super Bowl 52 squad. And he retired in 2021, suffered a major injury in 2020 and 2021. And since then, the Eagles haven't really found that great right guard. But the rest of the linemen has been stable. Jason Kelsey's, of course, been with the team since 2012. Goddard split out to the right, pumps, Hurts, throws, caught, and a huge hit at the 38 as Julio Jones falls down. Levante David trying to steal the ball, and Jamal Dean comes away with it, but obviously Julio was downed by contact. 1st and 10 for Philadelphia. They'll give him forward progress anyways. And now they got to go check up on Jones and his homecoming back to Tampa. Boom! Nice hit right there from McCollum, though. Zach McCollum laying the boom. Nice play fake. The Buccaneers kind of bit on the play fake. Jones got crushed on the left shoulder side of his body. Boom! Clean hit, too. No helmet to helmet. Nothing. Clean hit. But unfortunately, this could result in an injury for Julio Jones, who is now being helped off the field and onto the sidelines as he has a disgusted look in his face. As it's 1st and 10 for the Eagles, but they got that play to get him back into this game a little bit at the 38. Inside handoff, and only a gain of a yard for Swift. Swift has done next to nothing. They've only played Gainwell for a couple of snaps. Boston Scott, who was out in pregame, he had a lot of warm-ups in pregame, but he hasn't taken a snap so far in this game. So it has been the Eagles' rushing attack that has been their weak spot. They haven't even attempted the brotherly shove yet because they haven't been in a position to do so. Ryan Neal, that's right, signed with the Bucs back in March, former Seahawk. Gotta love him. Fakes it to Swift. 2nd and 8. Hurts loading up the deep ball. Pass is caught. Devontae Smith at the 5. He burnt Jamal Dean. And like we said, kicking field goals is only going to take Tampa Bay so far. There's the deep shot. They were testing it with Julio. There's the deep shot to Devontae Smith. Eagles got at the 5. Momentum has shifted. And Winfield, he made all pro, but he just doesn't have the speed to catch up with Devontae Smith. And neither did Jamal Dean. 1st and goal to go for the Eagles. In shotgun, Hurts puts Goddard in motion. They fake it to Swift. Throws to a wide open Goddard. Touchdown, Philadelphia. And that is Hurts' first playoff touchdown since, I believe, the 2nd quarter of the Super Bowl. There we go. Dallas Goedert has a huge drive. Jones had the great catch. Smith had the great catch. And then Dallas Goedert puts the bow on the present, ending a 5-play, 75-yard drive. And it's a one-possession game. It probably shouldn't be, but this is what Tampa Bay gets for not capitalizing. They go offsides on the extra point attempt. Not that that matters. They'll decline it as Jake Elliott nails it through, and it's 16-10. Yeah, Tampa Bay's going to have to put this game on cruise control a little bit. Wait a minute. Is Nick Sirianni saying go for 2? Wow, the offense is coming back out in the field because of the offsides on Tampa. Oh, wow. They are going to go for 2. Well, I'll get that 10 off the board real quick. What a risky call for Nick Sirianni. 2-point conversion. Buccaneers go offside on the PAT attempt, which was good. Oh, McCollum. Rough drive. He was the one who gave up the Julio Jones catch, and now he jumps off sides. Zion McCollum, come on, my man. Here we go. The first brotherly shove of the night on the 2-point conversion. Hurts. He is almost in. I think he's short. Tampa Bay with a huge stop on the 2-point conversion. That is remarkable. The Eagles go to all reliable. And shutting the door is KJ Britt. And it stays 16-9. Wow. I can't believe that. KJ Britt, Levante David, Antoine Winfield. Oh my gosh. Shaquille Barrett and the rest of the pack. Hurts is stuffed at the 1. The brotherly shove is stopped. And it remains 16-9. The extra point was good. You had 10 points on the board. If you score a touchdown and kick an extra point, you're in the lead. What are you doing? What are you doing? It's not even what are you doing going for 2. It's why are you calling the brotherly shove? Why? Why? There was no need to do that. Bad play call. I don't hate going for 2, but yeah, I don't know. I don't hate going for 2, but the brotherly shove in that spot was not good. Not good at all. I would have probably, fake the inside handoff, throw to a wide open tight end. It worked on the touchdown. Try another short pass. It's a 2-point conversion. Or run it up the middle with Swift. I don't know. Brotherly shove was not the play call there. Anyways, I guess in the moment, we'll recap all the NBA and NHL scores from earlier today. 76ers defeated the Rockets 124-115. The Mavericks defeated the Pelicans 125-120. Pistons win their 4th game of the year. They defeat the Wizards 129-117. Magic defeat the Knicks 98-94. Hawks beat the Spurs 109-99. Grizzlies beating the Warriors 116-107. The Cavs up 109-91 over the Bulls. Current games on. Celtics are looking to win again. They are looking to go on a 2-game winning streak now, as they are currently up against the Raptors 94-86. Heat up over the Nets, 77-72, and the Jazz over the Pacers 26-20. That game in the first. Thunder Lakers starting at 10:30. Real quick, the NHL scores. Bruins beat the Devils 3-0 today. We had multiple 3-0 finals. Pittsburgh beat Seattle 3-0. Buffalo beat San Jose 3-0. The Wild beat the Islanders 5-0. Golden Knights beat the Predators 4-1. Kings beat the Hurricanes 5-2. Justin Williams got his number retired in front of his former teams today. Ducks beat the Panthers 5-4, and the Blue Jackets beat the Canucks 4-3. Touchback, Buccaneers get it at the 25. And again, wait for the 2-minute warning, where we will be talking about some news regarding the Columbus Blue Jackets and potentially their goalie situation moving forward. So stay tuned for my takes on that and more here during the commercial break as we are approaching the 2-minute warning. Hope you guys are enjoying your Wildcard weekend, the last game of Wildcard weekend. Here's the handoff. White takes it up the right side and gets a gain of 9. Well, White, he left last drive limping around. You didn't know if he suffered an ankle injury or whatnot. He's out there now, and he has been looking solid. So, yeah, that was huge stop, though, on the 2-point conversion. Massive stop on the 2-point conversion. Hurts got hit hard as well, right as the snap was made. 1st and 10 for Tampa Bay. They'll give White the first down. They fake it to White here. Mayfield's gonna just throw it out of bounds, looking for Chris Godwin. Out of bounds. 2nd and 10 coming up for Tampa. .220 left, second quarter. And, wow, Tampa Bay trying to win what will be their first home playoff game since, of course, when they won in 2020, all those games were on the road. Here's Mayfield. Quick throw. Pass is caught. And a beautiful catch down to the 45 and a first down for Tampa. Well, technically, their Super Bowl win against Kansas City was at home. So I guess technically since Super Bowl 55. All right, 2-minute warning. I got to send the link to Drew here. He's going to be a happy camper for sure. I'm kicking him off after halftime, though. That's my rule. You can come on during halftime. When the game's back on, I'm kicking you off. That's my rule. But, yeah, overall, figured what the heck. He's a Bucs fan. He's probably in a good mood. If they were losing 20-0, I don't think he'd want to come on. But since they're winning and they're driving and trying to score on their 5th straight possession, there's no reason to be in a bad mood right now. Fun question. Who's worse at tanking? The Jets versus the Raiders in 2020 or Eagles Commanders Week 17? Well, Jets Raiders is worse. Doug Peterson knew he was getting fired, so he purposely gave a middle finger to the fan base by putting in Nate Sudfeld. That's what happened there. Also, a 6-11 Giants team does not deserve to be in the playoffs. Neither did the 7-9 Commanders, but the 6-10 Giants, really? That's a playoff team? 7-9's pushing it. 6-10 is egregiously bad. Nope. I do not blame Doug Peterson at all because we would have had a 6-10 Giants team in the playoffs. Did not deserve to be there. Yeah, 2020, what a time where Doug Peterson was still the coach for the Eagles and John Gruden and Adam Gase. That was the coaching matchup for that Jets-Raiders game. Yeah, no, though, the Raiders was worse because they let Henry Ruggs get wide open. The Eagles just were playing Nate Sudfeld because Doug Peterson knew he was going to get fired, and I think he just wanted to stick it to management. And he wanted to give Nate Sudfeld some playing time. I mean, let's be honest. Yes, it was in the middle of the third quarter of that game, but Jalen Hurts was playing awful in said game. He was playing terribly. Now, I don't think they should have benched the guy, especially midway through the third quarter when he's a rookie. For Nate Sudfeld, of all people. No, but he was playing terrible in that game. And again, not that it's really justifiable, but I don't, it is what it is. It's fun talking about 2020 because it's like, I remember commentating all these games. I was on the call for that, the end of that Jets-Raiders game. I was commentating Red Zone and that day, and I hopped on right as Henry Ruggs caught that touchdown. It was crazy. I used to commentate Red Zone back in 2020. It was wild. I did some stuff. Mayfield throws, and he overthrows Godwin 2nd and 10. I mean, it was fun. I would always do the 4 o'clock window. I never did the 1 o'clock window. I would always do the 4 o'clock window because there's only like 3 or 4 games on instead of like commentating 7 or 8. I literally did no rosters. I just like called Red Zone for 3 hours from the start of the 4 o'clock window straight into the touchdown compilation. I don't know how I did it. It would be fun. Maybe during the Jaguars bye week, I'll do something like that again next year. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to focus on so many games at once, but it was fun. I like doing it. Mayfield dropped by White, and that's just another 5 or 6 yards they could have gained that they are not gaining. Mayfield put a little too much ketchup and mustard on that throw, a little too much power, and it's 3rd and 10 for Tampa Bay. Oh my goodness. That was 4 years ago. How was 2024 years ago? I have no idea. Technically, 3, 4 years ago, whatever you want to put it. Crazy, because timeout is called here by Tampa Bay, or rather by Philadelphia, excuse me. Eagles down to 2 timeouts. Bucs still have all 3. And, it's not a bad thing for the Eagles to call timeout here in the first half. Big 3rd down. They're out of field goal range. Tampa Bay could go for it if it's 4th and manageable. Just to wrap up my thought, man, it is crazy. This is the 5th year in a row I'm broadcasting playoff games. I was going to do the Cowboys Buccaneers Monday night game last year, but since it was the night before moving back into college, I figured I'd hang out with some family and friends before I head back to campus, right? So that's why I never did Cowboys Bucks last year, and the game ended up being pretty bad, so can't really complain there. But Cade Otton in motion, 3rd and 10 for Tampa. We're live now, and definitely looking to broadcast at least 1 or 2 more games this playoff year. But Mayfield takes the snap, 3rd and 10, pumps, and he is going to try to avoid a sack, but Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham combining on the stop. And Philadelphia is going to call their 2nd timeout, as they should. They have 1:42 to go down the field. And Philadelphia getting a little chippy now. Tampa Bay had such a good first half. This is the first drive that they aren't going to score. But still, overall, it's good, but they got to do better. And this is why, watching this game, it explains so much. It shows why the Bucs won 9 games, but it also shows why they won 9 games and why they're in the wild card and why they didn't clinch a playoff spot until the last week of the season, because I just see the little inconsistencies in between and the drops, and let me see it. Mayfield's only been sacked twice, though. Here comes Jake Camadera, 2nd-year punter. Boots this one from left to right. Punt's going to be muffed at the 10 and recovered at the 10. Oh, goodness. Oh, Lord. That would have been tragic for Philadelphia. Brayton Covey jumping on the loose ball for Philly. My gosh. I mean, it was a blatant fair catch, and then he muffed it, and I'm like, my gosh, Eagles. Gotta tighten up here. They have a chance to tie the game, though. That's good. Oh my goodness. Here's what my friend official Jaguar Gator 9 said. Go subscribe to his YouTube channel if you haven't already. But he wrote this on Twitter an hour ago. If you ever feel that you have imposter syndrome, just remember Matt Patricia still has a job. Yeah. That's about right. I just realized it's a 2-minute warning. I should be, it was past the 2-minute warning. I should, whatever. I'll wait until the second half to recap sports news. I didn't have the Instagram tab up on my computer, so I forgot all about that. My bad, guys. We'll recap the news soon. We're going to have my buddy Drew Humphrey coming on at halftime. He's a big Bucs fan. He's a big just Florida guy in general. Of course, if you watch Campus Gridiron, you know he likes South Florida. He likes the Rays. He likes the Lightning. Yeah, big Southern Florida sports guy since he literally lives just outside of Tampa. But he's coming on halftime. We'll have a happy Bucs fan. Well, hopefully happy, unless the Eagles score here. Then he might not be. Best offensive team in the last 10 years. That's a great question. I'll answer that in a moment. Empty backfield for Jalen Hurts. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Levante David. Oh, he's trying to audible something. I think he wanted a false start call on Philly. He didn't get it. Empty backfield. Hurts throws a screen. Pass is caught. And a gain of 9. Kenneth Gainwell as they speed up to the line. Real quick. Best offensive team in the last 10 years. Okay, to not win a Super Bowl, Steelers 2016-2018 with Roethlisberger, Bell, and Brown. In terms of who won a Super Bowl, probably going to go with the 2019 Chiefs, if I'm being honest. Here's a handoff. Kenneth Gainwell wrapped up, and it's going to be 3rd down and 1. I mean, you could also go with the 2013 Broncos. Maybe 17 Patriots. I don't know. Probably 2019 Chiefs would be the safe bet, though. 2021 Rams, maybe. Hurts rolling out to his right and throws out of a sack. 2nd and 10. 40 seconds left, and they just let a lot of clock tick. They just let a lot of clock die down there. Down to 40 seconds and a timeout. I mean, worst case scenario, Philadelphia gets a penalty, they completes a deep shot, kicks a field goal, and goes into the half 16-12. I think they'll take that too, scoring the last 10 points of the contest. But, I mean, we'll see what happens. 2nd and 10, they're still at their own 19, and they can't turn over the ball or else Tampa Bay is going to get free points. Hurts in the pocket, waits, throws, nice catch, a gain of 11, Devontae Smith. 32 seconds left, Philadelphia's going to call their last timeout. So now they're pretty much doomed unless a penalty is against Tampa Bay, or of course they run out of bounds. They can't stop the clock. Best defense of the last 10 years, obviously 2013 Seahawks, but 2015 Broncos was great. 2018 Patriots. I mean, I'm going to be biased and say Saxonville. Not the best, but I would say definitely top 10, top 15 of the last decade was Jaguars. Because everyone talks about the defensive line, Calais Campbell, Ngakwe. And the corners 1 and 2 were Jalen Ramsey and A.J. Boye in their primes. Jalen Ramsey's still in his prime. I mean, Jaguars was when he was at his best. And 2021 with the Rams. But it was primarily when he was in Jacksonville, that's when he was at his best. I don't care. 1st and 10 at the 32. Hurts throws. At least they're going sideline. This pass is caught by Devontae Smith out of bounds. He only got 1 foot in. In college, that would have been a sick grab. But in the pros, no dice. 2nd and 10. And speaking of Devontae Smith, Alabama, and Nick Saban retiring last week. Crazy stuff. I wants to know where Coach Belichick's going. Yeah. I was thinking Chargers when it first happened, but the Chargers just interviewed John Harbaugh today. So now I think Harbaugh's going to the Chargers. Belichick's going to the Cowboys. There is no way Mike McCarthy will still be employed by next Sunday. Guarantee it. Hurts rolls out of the pocket, throws Goddard the catch, and they get out of bounds. So no biggie there on the clock stoppage. Now it's 3rd and 8 for Philly. What do you do if you're Tampa Bay? What do you do if Philadelphia doesn't convert this first down? Do you call a timeout and just kind of throw a Hail Mary? What do you do? Do you just kneel at the clock going to the half? But I feel like with 3 timeouts, 20 seconds, depending on where you get the ball, if you're within your own 10, 15, maybe you just kneel in and go into the half. But will be interesting to see what Tampa Bay does since they have 3 timeouts right now. At the 34, they do throw a screen, and Quez Watkins ain't going to pick it up. He's brought down the 39 by Levante David. 14, 13, 12. All right, Tampa Bay will not take the knee, and they'll head into halftime. All right, they'll head into halftime with the 16-9 lead. Hold on, now I got to make my banner. Drew. There we go. There we go. All right, works for me. All right. We got him ready. Go Bucks. At a bar right now. Don't have cell, but I want to stop by. What's up, Lennon? We're getting Drew on right now. Hope you and your roommate. I know. Listen, Lennon's college roommates, like, he likes the Bucks, and obviously Lennon's a Giants fan, so he hates the Eagles. So he's enjoying this. But speaking of who's enjoying this, Drew's enjoying this. I can't believe it. I picked Tampa to win, so I can, but I can't. Because Philadelphia has looked so anemic against your guys' defense.
We stopped the push. Like,
you did.
What is happening right now?
I don't know, brother. This is incredible.
Like, I'm flabbergasted. Like, this is great. I love this.
Yeah, your team came out to play, defense especially, getting a couple of stops early on. Baker has not been afraid to throw deep, and I think that's the difference maker right now is Baker's playing better football than Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts looks like he's lost because of his injury last week, of course, with his hand. But what I would like to highlight is that Mike Evans only has only 1 reception for 21 yards. So I think Tampa's offense really just tried to branch out when it comes to the receivers. So, we saw that one play in the very beginning of the game where we got up 10 because of a huge play by one of our really, really non-highlighted receivers. I can't remember his name for the life of me, but
David Moore, yeah.
Yeah, him. It's just like we're using the whole offense. It's fun to watch, really.
I'm sure it is, and no, it is. And we kind of seen this since, ironically enough, when they kicked the Jaguars' ass a few weeks ago. Mm-hmm. That's when we kind of saw, hey, this Tampa Bay offense can be something. That was when Baker was at his best. Mike Evans caught a couple of touchdowns. They weren't afraid to get Godwin involved. They weren't afraid to get more involved. And recently, as we've seen on special teams, they're not even afraid to get Tompkins involved in the offensive game planning. All of this speed, how do you contain it if you're an opposing defense?
Go to halftime, talk it over with your defense.
That's what you got to do.
You can't really call timeout and just get everything stopped, because right now the Bucs offense, you got Rachaad White rushing for 9 yards a carry. It's just like you can't stop that. Like, you just can't.
Oh,
And
you can't.
and
It's deadly.
and when it comes to like Philly's offense, um, it's like Devontae Smith. He's definitely doing what he can. He had that huge play to set him up in the within the 10 to get them their touchdown. But he's doing his best, and I don't think Jalen Hurts is doing his best.
Nah, he's been struggling. He's been doing better. He had a good second quarter.
Yeah, I think what my prediction is, I think the Bucs are going to come out firing on all cylinders on defense, because I think Antoine Winfield is going to use that All-Pro status of his, and he's going to really spread the whole defense around and just try to control that. It could be an explosive Philly offense if they get their shit together, but we'll see. It's gonna be fun second half.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, as I mentioned, I was kind of mentioning Buccaneers Eagles playoff history. Tampa Bay has that 3-1 all-time playoff record advantage.
Oh yeah,
Of course, most recently beating them in the playoffs in 2021. The other thing you got to focus on is when these two teams played back in week 3. That's the thing. It was week 3. The Buccaneers offense was still a question mark, and this is back when Philadelphia was still at its peak during their 10-1 start.
right. Yeah,
With Tampa Bay now being sky high and Philadelphia collapsing this last month and a half of the season,
Yeah.
you think kind of, especially with Tampa Bay being at home, how much of an advantage is that coming into the game knowing your opponent is cold, having the hometown crowd behind you?
I mean, especially with the with the crowd at Ray J, you can't beat that. I've been to Ray J at a Bucs game. It's electric. Okay, it's every first down. The PA announcer goes first down Tampa, and the whole stadium goes Bay. It's great. But going back to your question, I think knowing that your opponent is getting absolutely curb stomped by mediocre ass teams, it's a great motivation to just go out there and curb stomp them yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, you look at these teams that Philly has lost to down the stretch. I mean, Cowboys, they got owned by the Packers yesterday. Seahawks,
Oh, it was a great watch.
9-8, just like the Bucs did. I mean, Cardinals had a lead in that game, blew it in the second half. This team does not look convincing. And even in their one win back on Christmas against the Giants, it was a one-possession game where Philadelphia did not look great in the second half.
I wouldn't bring that up to Lennon if I were you, because he would
I know, because it just shows you that when Philadelphia's offense is stagnant, they're stagnant. And that's when Tampa Bay has to take advantage here. Like, I'm looking at all these field goals that they're kicking, and I'm just saying to myself, why? You can't be kicking all these field goals. You can't. Because now Philadelphia is still in this game. They should be up by 2 or 3 possessions. They are not. They're only up by 1 with the Eagles getting the ball. Again, it was kind of that deep play to Smith that I'm realizing this is why field goals are good, because Tampa Bay's taking their points, but it's not good in terms of pulling away from a team that is just as good offensively as you.
Right. And just going back to when they did score off that Devontae Smith catch, when they passed Dallas Goedert for touchdown, I was a little confused when they went for 2. I was like, just take the points.
I mean, analytics, I could talk about how analytics has kind of ruined coaching a little bit, right? So they make the extra point. It's already 16-10. The kick is good.
Yep.
Sirianni declines the penalty, or rather he accepts the penalty and sends his offense back out there. Now, I don't hate going for 2, though there's no need to really.
Yeah.
It's a 7-point game. It's a 6-point game no matter how you slice it, so whatever. But at the same time, I'm like, why run a QB sneak? You're at the 2. Why are you running a QB sneak? You run a QB sneak if you're at the 1.
I'm surprised they didn't run a QB draw for the first 3 downs of the game.
I mean, yeah, and then you look at the 3rd and 2 options. They passed twice,
Yeah.
both fall incomplete. I mean,
did.
that as well. The short game for Philadelphia. Tampa Bay's done such a nice job. Jamal Dean going man-on-man against Smith. And then, knock Julio Jones out of the game. Quez Watkins has been able to get going. Tampa Bay's defense just been playing lights out for the most part. Got to continue that because you don't want Hurts to get hot. But right now, Tampa Bay's in a good spot, though.
I think the biggest part of this game has been the Tampa Bay pass rush, because every down is just they're getting after Hurts, and I don't think he has an answer for that yet. I don't think the O-line for Philadelphia has an answer for that yet. Personally, I hope they don't have an answer when it comes to the second half. Sorry, I've been playing a lot of AHL lately, so I'm saying
good.
second period.
We love hockey here.
Love hockey, but yeah, I hope they don't have an answer, and go Bucks.
Go Bucks. There we go. Now, not to scare you, but Jalen Hurts does have a career-high 3 fourth-quarter game-winning drives this season.
You didn't need to say that to me, Grant.
Yeah, well, it's my job to bring up the statistics. However, Tampa Bay's defense has looked really solid the last couple of weeks. The Saints game was winnable. Offense just looked sluggish. And, of course, pitch just shut out against Carolina last week, and now really not allowing Jalen Hurts to run, making Hurts' day in the pocket a living hell. He has to rush a lot of his reads, and that's where a few of these overthrows have come into play. I think as long as Tampa Bay continues to pass rush and lock down the short passing game, they're in a good spot.
Oh, yeah.
I really don't see how this game gets away from them unless Tampa Bay commits turnovers and really just has a full 180 of what they were doing already. So
I mean, looking at the stats right now, the run game for Philadelphia has not been good. Their top rusher is DeAndre Swift with 4 carries for 16 yards.
Yeah.
So that's just, you can't run the ball at that point. And then looking over to the other side, we have David Moore with 2 receptions for 66 yards and a touchdown.
Hey,
Who?
Moore? You don't know who David Moore is? He used to play in the Seahawks, the Bears, the Panthers.
Listen, I'm from the South. We watch college football down here. Right?
I don't know what college he went to, but
I can tell you. Hold on. He went to East Central Oklahoma.
The more you know. There we go. David Moore. He's been kind of turning it on. Like I said,
he's had 5 receptions all year.
5 receptions all year, 94 yards and a touchdown back against Green Bay. Yeah, that's right. I did see him catch that touchdown against Green Bay. I think it was like a 60-something yarder. So, I mean, he's been slowly but surely kind of knocking on the door of Palmer saying, hey, you've been slipping up at wide receiver 3. I'm right behind you. And right now, having a playoff game for the ages, leading receiver in this entire game, I'm pretty sure, unless Devontae Smith.
Well, Devontae Smith has more yards, but he doesn't have a touchdown. I mean, Devontae Smith already has 111 yards in the first half. So,
wow, that deep ball really did a lot. All right,
whatever.
Second half about to start. Buckle up. We're ready, folks.
Go Bucks, baby. I can't wait to see Lennon in that Antoine Winfield.
If Tampa Bay wins and you want to come on for a little post-game celebration, you could come back on. You got the link. So
all right.
If you want to come on and celebrate for a couple minutes after, that would be cool.
All right, man.
All right, Drew. Don't get nervous. Catch you later. That is, of course, Drew Humphrey. Of course, we have him on Campus Gridiron. He is awesome. He is a good friend of the channel. And, he's a good guy. Again, Southern Florida guy, so he doesn't really, he loves watching the college football, but he's been to a couple of Bucks games. And like I said, huge Lightning and Rays fan as well. Always nice to have him on the channel. Second half underway, kickoff from right to left. And as we mentioned, Philadelphia is getting the football to begin this third quarter. And Devontae Smith already 111 receiving yards. Doesn't have that touchdown, but Jalen Hurts. I mean, he's gotta do well against this pass rush, and they have to open up the run game. The run game's been struggling. Neither Hurts or Swift can get anything going on the ground, but I don't know what you do from here. Short passes is what Philadelphia has to do, but that's what Tampa Bay's been best in covering all night. So I don't know. We'll see what happens here as Hurts handoff. Swift, he's going to lose a yard. Nice tackle there from Levante David. Gets in the backfield. It's 2nd and 11 coming up here for Philadelphia. As I have a plethora of text messages that I'll be reading next commercial break. 2nd and 11 coming up here for Philadelphia. Devontae Smith splits out to the right. The two tight ends, Goddard and Stoll out there. 3 receivers bunched up to the right with a tight end. Smith to the left going one-on-one against Carlton Davis. 28th play offensively for Philly. Hurts throws deep. Incomplete. Quez Watkins man-on-man coverage against Dean, and Jamal Dean wins that matchup. 3rd down and 11 coming up here for the Bucs. And Hurts just immediately senses pressure. He just tries to throw deep down the left side. And Dean, and they both kind of collided, but I don't think there should be a penalty there. Also, Hurts threw it a little bit far. So just a very poor setup because Tampa Bay's defense is once again not afraid to bull rush Jalen Hurts. He's got an empty backfield here on 3rd and 11. Hurts steps up in the pocket. Down he goes back at the 14-yard line. And that is Cansey with the sack. Kajan Cansey, the defensive end, a huge sack. Eagles will punt it here on 4th down. Well, that's a huge sack. 4th and 20. And here's the punt from Mann. This one goes off the side of his foot and bounces at the 40 and is down at the 41. Down at the 41 by Kelly Rago and his first NFL playoff game. Hurts' average time to throw is 2 seconds, and this is the fastest of his career. And once again, 3rd and 11, pocket immediately collapses, and Hurts gets sacked. They can't get the run game going. Swift lost a yard, and then Hurts throws 2 incompletions. Well, an incompletion and a sack. Otten in motion. Bucks first drive of the half, a minute and a half in. Here's a nice throw to Otten. Cade Otten diving for the first, and the referee's going to give it to him. Good call there from the side judge. Tampa Bay has not gone 3 and out in this game. This is your Super Bowl ending. I'm sure it is because the Giants won't be making one for a while. It's okay. Neither will the Jaguars. 1st and 10 for Tampa Bay. 13 minutes left here in the 3rd. I mean, this is pretty much Florida's Super Bowl because, I mean, Miami lost and Jacksonville choked. So Tampa Bay's the only team left. Here's they fake it to White, throws off the PA waggle, and a gain of 5 for Otten. Yeah, I know. They'll give Otten 3. I mean. But this is Florida's Super Bowl, though. I mean, especially since he kind of sensed with how cold it was going to be in Kansas City. He kind of already sensed right out of the gate that Miami was going to lose that game to Kansas City. So, I mean, happens. But Tampa Bay looking to keep this lead intact here on 2nd and 7. Mayfield avoiding a sack, and he throws it. It's dropped by White. White had a wide open first down. Mayfield did everything possible to keep that play alive. Look at this. Avoids one sack, pump fakes, back into the pocket, rolls out, avoids 2 sacks, avoids 3, throws while being sacked. And it's going to be 3rd down and 7 coming up here. My God, the Buccaneers are trying their best. White, the running back, 3rd down, 7 to go. Mayfield under duress, down he goes. Sandwiched at the 45. I probably should have threw it away a little bit quicker there. Brandon Graham on the help with Smith, combining on the sack, and it's going to be 4th down, and we'll get our second punt of the game. Nolan Smith, outside linebacker, combining on the sack there with Brandon Graham, and Fletcher Cox wreathing havoc up the middle there, and combining on the stop. 4th and 17, and out to punt from right to left. This ball is going to be fair caught by Covey at the 12. All right, Mayfield brushing off his shoulder. Eagles offense back to work. Both teams trade punts to begin the second half. We'll be right back. First snap of the second drive of this second half for Jalen Hurts, who steps up and runs. And here's a nice run and a gain of 13 down on the play by Levante David. So, there's going to be a flag, and they're going to flag Levante David for a late hit. No. I think they're going to call Levante David for a late hit. I saw David lower his head, and they could call a helmet to helmet. Let's see what they do. No, it's going to be a penalty on the Eagles. Wow, holding up, and there it is. Personal foul against Tampa. Okay. Oh, not quite. So offsetting penalties, of course, we will replay first down. Yeah, Hurts got hit. I didn't see the original hold. But, all right. Offsetting penalties. We 1st and 10 at the 13. Smith in motion from left to right. Hurts throws. Caught Smith. He is wrapped up. Wow. Jamal Dean. A loss of about 6 right there. It's going to be 2nd down and a mile coming up for the Eagles. 10.5 to go, 3rd quarter. Tampa Bay and the 2 Lombardi trophies are looking for Lombardi number 3. It'll be a long shot. We'll see if they could do it this season. They are the lovable underdog next to the Packers and Texans. So we'll see. And the Lions, I guess. I don't know. Of course, winner of this game will be going to Detroit next Sunday. Hurts takes the snap in shotgun. They fake it to Swift. Hurts rolls out to his left. He will run. And he's going to run out of bounds after a gain of 3 or 4. Does not get back to the original line of scrimmage. And we'll see what Philadelphia does here. But it will be 3rd down and 9. Okay, so they did get past the line of scrimmage. Gain of 6 on that run for Hurts. Out of bounds at the 14. And that's where Philadelphia will try to get their first 3rd down conversion of the night. They're 0 for 5 with an average of 6.5 yards to go. This one 9. Hurts, empty backfield, standing back at his 8. Tampa Bay brings the rush. Pass dropped over the middle by Dallas Goedert. Goedert pleading for a flag. Doesn't get one. Oh, he does! I did not think we were going to get a flag. It was thrown really late. And that could be McCollum, his 2nd flag of the game, who it looked like he was the closest defender to Goddard. It will be pass interference. It's going to be pass interference on JTS, Joe Tryon-Shrenka, the former 1st-round pick. Tough. That's tough break. 1st down for the Eagles, but still have not converted a 3rd down unless it was a penalty against Tampa. So interesting there. Here's the handoff. Swift up the middle and a gain of a yard. Max 2 brought down on the play. Number 79 on that defensive line, Pat O'Connor, 28 years old. And there's the penalty right there, the grab on the near the collar of the jersey. And a good call by the officials there at 2nd and 8. Hurts. Ready to take the snap here. And inside handoff, Swift takes it to the left side. He is brought down at the 22-yard line. And it's 3rd and long again. 3rd down and 6 coming up here for Tampa Bay. Hall with the stop. And this crowd is loud. 2nd drive of the half for the Eagles. As now the flags begin to wave. Tampa Bay's crowd fully engaged in this one. Hurts takes the snap. Under duress. Throws to Gainwell. Gainwell tries to make a move. He's brought down by Dean and White. And it's going to be 4th down and 5. Only a yard for Kenneth Gainwell. And we will see a punt from Bradley Mann. And this Eagles offense again trying to target the short game. Oh, Dallas Goedert was wide open. That would have been at least a 10-yard completion, if not even longer. Low snap on the punt. Man gets it away. And Tompkins retrieves it at the 26. Goes forward out to the 37-yard line. So Tampa Bay, best field position of the quarter. See if they can capitalize. 16-9. Close one here in Tampa. Let's take a look at some of the NBA and NHL scores. All sporting events besides 2 are over. NBA scores. 76ers defeated the Rockets 124-115. Mavericks defeated the Pelicans 125-120. Pistons defeating the Wizards 129-117. Magic defeating the Knicks 98-94. Hawks defeating the Spurs 109-99. Grizzlies up and defeat the Warriors 116-107. Cavs defeat the Bulls 109-91. Celtics defeating the Raptors 105-96, and the Heat beating the Nets 96-95 in overtime. For an overtime game, that was very low scoring. Current game on right now, Jazz defeating the Pistons 64-50 with Thunder and Lakers at 10:30. Wow, already starting in about 15 minutes. NHL scores looked like Sabres defeating the Sharks 3-0. Ducks defeating the Panthers 5-4 in overtime. Penguins defeating the Kraken 3-0. Bruins defeating the Devils 3-0. Blue Jackets beating the Canucks 4-3 in a shootout. Kings beating the Hurricanes 5-2, where the former Hurricane and King won a Stanley Cup with both teams. Justin Williams got his number retired by Carolina today. Golden Knights defeating the Predators 4-1. Wild defeat the Islanders 5-0. And the Canadiens really upsetting the Avalanche 4-3. Only game on right now in the third period. Blues and Flyers in St. Louis. That game tied at 2. Take a look at the NHL standings. The Van freaking Vancouver Canucks of all teams are your President's Trophy leaders, with the Bruins 1 point behind at 61 points. Jets at 60 points with the tiebreaker over the Bruins. The Flyers, with a win today, would pull into second place, passing Carolina for second in the Metropolitan Division. Same thing for St. Louis. With a win, they would leapfrog away from Arizona and have sole possession of fifth place in the Central. NBA standings side of things. I guess the NBA standings don't want to pull up. And you want to know what? That's okay. Because we are back in action. Mayfield with White behind him. They fake it. Mayfield throws, caught by the tight end Otten. And Otten out to the 42, where it's going to be second down and 4 coming up for Tampa Bay. 16-9, fourth drive of this second half, and we've still yet to have any points in this half. Already halfway through, and Tampa Bay, even with a field goal, can go up 2 possessions. And again, even though it's a one-possession game, it really doesn't feel like it because Tampa Bay's just played that well tonight. Mayfield turns it around, and there's the handoff. White up the middle, down to the 44, and a first down for Tampa Bay. Rashad White really emerging onto the scene these last couple of months. He really broke out in the Green Bay game. And nice handoff there by Mayfield, and White able to lower the shoulder, attacking right at the secondary. Boom, lowers the shoulder on Kevin Byard. And Mayfield with a little fist pump. Hey, all he has to do is turn around and hand football off. That's not a bad gig. First and 10 at the 45. Mayfield takes a snap. Fakes it to White. Mayfield throws. Godwin the catch out to the 38-yard line. Brought down by James Bradbury, and it's going to be second down 3. Well, Bradbury was benched. I guess he's back out there. Wow. I mean, just overall astonishing stuff here. Look at this. Nice throw. That's to Evans. Mayfield, when he has time in the pocket, he has been able to deliver some beautiful footballs. Couple of catches by David Moore. And already a first down out of field goal range. And to make it 2 possessions for Tampa, Mayfield takes a snap. Enough goes to the left side. Here is White. White, as they try to push the pile forward, it's going to be 3rd down and 1. Buccaneers get out of the huddle here. 4:40 and counting left here in the 3rd quarter. Mayfield. White, the running back, on in motion. They fake it to White. Mayfield, he couldn't throw it away. And down he goes. Huge sack by the Eagles defense. That's got to knock him out of field goal range. Milton Williams, the defensive tackle. Look at Williams charging right up the left side there, able to beat his man, the left guard, and Mayfield. I should have threw it instead of pump faking. Should have just threw it in the dirt. You could have attempted a long field goal. Now you're punting for the 3rd straight drive, and now Jalen Hurts is getting fired up on the bench. This seems like a very Eagles-like game. Even in games where they won, they're close one-possession contests. And the Eagles just need to get this game into the 4th quarter to have a shot. Hopefully a fair catch. 3:41 to go in the 3rd. And that's where Philadelphia will take over as my cat begins to meow. Shout out to my cat, Erwin. He's trying to get in the video. 1st and 10 to go for the Eagles here. 3:41 to go, and we will head to commercial break. I'll step aside for a moment. Don't go anywhere. Bucks up by a possession. Eagles getting the ball. Getting out of commercial break here. 3:41 to go. Just listening to a couple of calls from earlier on in the game. It's Kenneth Gainwell, his first carry of the drive, cuts back to the left side. Lavonte David swallows him up at the 3. It's going to be 2nd down and long coming up for Philadelphia. But It's just been a bad start on first down. It's a loss of 6 for Gainwell. It's just been a bad start, it feels like, for every single drive Tampa Bay's had. Every single drive, it just feels like they've done such a bad job. And yeah, Lavonte David couldn't get the tackle. Or rather, the other outside linebacker couldn't, so Lavonte David finished it off. A couple of Eagles fans getting really nervous, and you could see it in the crowd. 4 receivers just set to probably run straight, and that's exactly what happens. Hurts in the end zone, throws, pass caught, and a nice toe-tapping grab by Dallas Goedert out of bounds on the right side, and it's going to be third down, about 6 coming up here for Hurts. I mean, Hurts back of the end zone, reads the pressure. He was able to throw it out. Here's Hurts, takes the snap. Under duress. Hurts rolls out to his right. Pumps. He's going to get sacked in the end zone. That's a safety. As he tried to throw it out. It's going to be intentional grounding. Now the referees, what are they going to call this? They got to call it a safety. Flag is down. That's going to be for intentional grounding, I'm assuming. Wow. It looks like this is going to be a safety, and it is intentional grounding on Hurts. Buccaneers defense did what they needed to do. They got to Hurts. Hurts had to throw it away in the end zone. And obviously there wasn't a damn person in the facility. Wow, massive sack for this Tampa Bay team. Getting the credit is Anthony Nelson, the left outside linebacker. I mean, that is incredible. He works against Cameron Dickerson, and he just worked him. And he's able to get the sack as Hurts threw it for an intentional grounding safety in his own end zone. Buccaneers go up by 2 possessions. Well, that's one way he had to do it. 18-9. 9-point game. It's 2 possessions. And every time you think the Eagles can crawl back into this game, they can't. Then the Cuber was taken. Thank you for tuning in. You want Tampa Bay to win? Yeah, you're from Florida, right? I know you usually stop by the Jaguar stream, so I mean, I don't really care who wins. I mean, cool for Tampa to win. It would be a cool upset. Lions, Buccaneers would probably be, honestly, I'm not going to lie to myself. Lions, Buccaneers probably would be the better matchup. I'm curious how Detroit would do against this tough, stingy Tampa Bay defense. I think it would be a good game. Nice return from Tompkins. Cuts inside and is out of bounds at the 38. 2:11 to go in the third. I mean, this is an embarrassing offensive performance by the Eagles. 9 points. They just got sacked for a safety, and that is going to be the first points all quarter for either team. Hurts has been scared to throw deep. Tampa Bay has just controlled the short pass game. Hurts can't get into rhythm. They can't run. Kenneth Gainwell, his last carry was -6 yards. I mean, they can't do anything right now. And now the Buccaneers have possession at their own 38. High snap. Mayfield puts it down. Hand off to White. Stiff arm ×2 as Avonte Maddox brings him out of bounds after a gain of about 5. Hurts been sacked twice. He's been blitzed on 18 of 27 passing plays. He's only got 16 of them off. Wow. This Eagles offensive line, they've been beaten, and now they're being beaten up. And I'm curious to hear the Gridiron Heights episode this week with Travis Kelce advancing and Jason Kelce potentially going home and officially eliminating the chance of a Super Bowl 57 rematch. Mayfield throws to the right. Pass is caught. First down, much more, breaking off a tackle. Look at the breakaway speed. Palmer's in. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Bradbury missed his tackle. And going the distance is Trey Palmer for 56 yards. Eagle fans can't believe it. This game has imploded. A safety into a touchdown, and it's 24-9. You can't believe it, and neither can I. My, oh my. Baker Mayfield, with his best playoff performance of his career, make that his second passing touchdown of the night. Both were long ones to Moore and Al Palmer. The extra point from McLaughlin is right down the middle, 25-9. Oh, wow. This Eagles team is broken. Bucks, Lions, Week 6 rematch? It's looking like it. Don't go anywhere. Eagles got to spark a comeback down 2 possessions. Trey Palmer, 56-yard bomb from Baker Mayfield. And ladies and gentlemen, we are entering rout territory. The 9-8 Buccaneers are schooling the 11-6 Eagles at home. A minute 15 to go in the third. Kickoff went out just past the 25. I mean, I predicted Tampa Bay to win tonight, but I was not expecting this. I was expecting the Eagles to be in the lead for the majority of the game. Tampa Bay would have the ball last. They would drive down the field and score a touchdown. But, I mean, this is crazy. Tampa Bay is just owning everything. On defense, they've been lights out. At the 32, handoff goes. Swift gets his best carry of the night, a gain of 15. First down, Philly. Yeah, they desperately need points. A field goal does them no good. You're just making a two-possession game. So unless you need to, Do not kick the field goal. They had 201 rushing yards against the Bucs back in week 3. Tonight, only 36, and the majority of those are from both Swift and Hurts. Swift gets nothing there. He's brought down by Kinley, who has a sack in this game, and that's going to be 2nd down and 10 with 34 seconds left. As we head into the fourth quarter, this is when we'll recap the sports news from the last 48 hours or so. We hope you enjoy it, and I will not be stepping aside for another commercial break. I feel like now would be a good time to bring it up. Hurts, 2nd and 10. Fakes the inside handoff. Pump fakes. Throws down the middle. Pass is caught. Devontae Smith, nice catch out to the 36. And the Eagles with a couple of nice catches. Smith's jersey is just destroyed in green grass. He's done a wonderful job tonight. The rest of this Eagles team has not. Fourth quarter, Bucs trying to win their first playoff game since 2002 NFC divisional round. It's been a long time since the Buccaneers won a playoff game. So let's go through this. 2005, they lost to Washington. 2007, they lost to the Giants. And then they didn't make the playoffs again for a very long time. In fact, I think it was until 2020. They obviously won with Tom Brady on the road. They won Super Bowl 55 in Tampa Bay. So I kind of fluffed it off and counted that earlier. Their last official home playoff win, not including the Super Bowl, is when they steamrolled the 49ers in the 2002 divisional round on their way to their first of 2 Super Bowls. Just like how they're steamrolling the Eagles right now. But Philadelphia, though, with the touchdown, we'll put them back in this game. I mean, I don't know, though. They are rolling. I feel like the Buccaneers offense has been too good tonight. And it's going to be tough to come back. Philadelphia, if they want to come back, they are definitely making it stressful on their fan base. And yeah, Rago did replace Bradbury for a little bit there. I think he's back, though. I mean, wow. I'm just in shock that Tampa Bay is winning this game right now. By so much. I'm not shocked that they're winning. I'm just shocked because I predicted them to win. I'm just shocked that they're winning by this much. I mean, this has just been an absolute massacre. They have took no prisoners. All right, let's recap the sports news as we head into the fourth quarter here. I promised you guys, so let's do it. Real quick, couple of big sports stories. Alabama sophomore receiver Isaiah Bond, he transferred to Texas. Look at these pitiful NHL All-Star Game jerseys. Well, this is what they're going to look like in Toronto this year. Washington has hired the new head coach, Arizona head coach Jed Fish. Of course, we're giving you guys wildcard recaps and the huge one. Blue Jackets goaltender Elvis Merzlikins requesting a trade after getting the win today against Vancouver. 1st and 10, first play of the fourth quarter. Hurts rolls out to his right. Throws off the back foot, out of bounds. Closest one to it was Winfield. 2nd and 10. I'm going to charge my phone. Be right back. I'm just going to charge my phone for the time being. It's on like 30%, and I probably should have been charging it earlier on in the game, but did not do that. We also have a little Patriots guy here. I don't know. He's chilling next to me on the couch. 2nd down and 10. Maybe this was the good luck charm. The Patriots fans still like Tampa Bay because of Brady and Gronk. Maybe that's why. I don't know. He's bringing the Bucs good luck maybe. Hurts rolls out to his right on 2nd and 10. Pass is caught at the 23. Devontae Smith, first down for the Eagles. I guess we found a good luck charm, maybe, weirdly enough. I'm not sure. But Devontae Smith doing a great job against Carlton Davis. Again, Eagles can make this a one-possession game. Touchdown, 2-point conversion. They'll be at 17, and that would make it a one-possession game. But they got to get in the end zone first, and Cansey, with a loss of 2 there, dumping Swift in the backfield. I mean, he has just been a run-stopping machine today, as is the entire Buccaneers defensive line. Under 14 minutes to go in regulation. Ball placed at the 25. Hurts. Ready to take the snap out of shotgun formation. Swift the running back to his left. Takes the snap. And they fake the inside handoff. Hurts throws. Pass caught. Goddard. Flag flies as Goddard is brought down at the 17. Levante David looked frustrated. So maybe this is a flag against the Buccaneers? Oh, no, it's going to be against the Eagles. Well, Levante David looked frustrated. I'm not sure why. An eligible man downfield. Second time Cam Jurgens, the right guard, is being called for that penalty tonight. And so that'll back him up. It's second and long. Second and longer. Second and 17 now. Ball placed at the 29. Oh, boy. Hurts. He's going to obble at the line. Flag again in a false start. Second and 22. Oh, wow. And now on the right tackle, Jordan Malala. Wow. Second and 22. Yep, he flinched. You can't flinch backwards like that. Second down, 22. I also saw a Mike Allstott creamsicle jersey. Shout out to that man. I have the same exact jersey in my college dorm room. What's going on now? Oh my gosh. The referee's blowing the whistle down again. They put 1 second back on the clock instead of 13:28. They put 13:29. I guess that second's very valuable right now. Second and 22. Kelsey going to one-on-one against Vita Vea. Vita Vea has been quiet tonight. The rest of the defensive line has not been. So they've shut down the Pro Bowler, but they've let everyone else run wild. Swift gets hit hard after a gain of 1. McCollum's right there to bring him down. Third down, 21 to go. Again, you could kick a field goal in this situation, but it really doesn't do you a whole lot. You could, but it doesn't do you a whole lot. Nice catch by Swift out of the backfield. McCollum with a huge hit. Eagles are 0 for 7 on third downs tonight. The last third down was the safety sack by Nelson. Third down, 21 to go. Hurts in shotgun formation. Their only third down they've converted this quarter was via penalty. Hurts, 3-step drop, steps up in the pocket, rolls up to the right, throws on the run. Pass is caught. Swift, spin move, brought down at the 22 with the help of David and Winfield. Fourth down, do you kick the field goal or do you not? It looks like the Eagles are going to be smart and take the points. This is pretty much the last drive. You can take the points before it is must score the rest of the way. Elliott's made his first kick from 47, so let's see what the 2017 kicker has in store from 40 yards out. If he misses this would be devastating, but he does knock it down the right side, and it is a flag down. Hold on a minute. The kick was good to make it 25-12, but now we have a penalty, and Todd Bowles doesn't look happy. So the score is going to remain 25-9, I believe. Penalty is on McCollum. That's his third penalty of the game, offsides. Did he go offsides? Maybe he did. 4th and 5. Instead of just taking the points, the Eagles are going to go for it. Personally, I go for the kick. The ESPN statistics are saying 4th and 5, go for it, but I personally think you take the points. Because now if you don't get this game is over. Hurts. 4th and 5, takes the snap with Gainwell as the running back. Hurts throws for the end zone, passes knocked away. Carlton Davis knocks it away from Devontae Smith, and they get the turnover on downs. I mean, what the hell is Nick Sirianni doing? Plain and simple, this has been his worst coached game of the year. You make the extra point. It would be a 2-possession game right now. You go for 2, don't convert. You have a field goal attempt. It's good. You can make it a 2-possession game again. And you go for it. I mean, what? I don't understand it, like, at all. I don't understand at all. You still have time. It's looking bleak no matter what, but you still have time. I would have taken the points. You still have time to get the ball back at least twice. Absolutely you do. The Eagles almost are losing this game by themselves. Tampa Bay has played tremendous, especially on defense. And Mayfield's had his couple of splash plays, one to Moore and the other one to Palmer. But, I mean, oh my God. Nick Sirianni is not cooking up. He ain't cooking up a plan. We're in Breaking Bad and Jesse's burning down the RV. This is brutal. This is not great play calling, and Tampa Bay can win it here with any points. Len and Drew are pumped as they should be. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Bucs are going to win in convincing fashion. What do you do? What do you do? You know, there's rumors swirling like crazy if the Eagles lose this game. Nick Sirianni's seat was going to get hot. And with how badly coached this game has been, yeah, I think you got to have that conversation. Now, I don't think Sirianni should get fired, but I definitely agree he should have some fire underneath his seat. Because you got to remember, this team literally did make the Super Bowl. So I don't know why the Eagles would fire Sirianni so quickly. They got to give him another year or two. But disappointing season of the Eagles for sure. This is presumably the end. Mayfield throws down the middle and down to the 36-yard line is going to be the backup tight end who's getting involved now. Durham on the reception. Payne Durham along with the fullback Cole Keft is rounding up the 3 fullbacks or the 3 tight ends. Keft is primarily the fullback though for Tampa. Yeah, I mean, Hurts, he's looking for Smith. Everyone was kind of covered. I don't know. I just want to kick the field goal. I mean, I would take the points. Now Tampa Bay with anything will close the deal. Mayfield, they're still throwing, though. That's kind of risky. They're going to throw to Godwin, pick up about 5. So winner goes to Detroit next Sunday. It looks like for the first time ever, we are going to get Lions-Eagles in the playoffs. Eagles and Lions played once in the playoffs. That was back in 1995. The Eagles scored 56 points on them. And I think if Philadelphia won today, it would have been vice versa. Lions scoring 56 on the Eagles next week. Tampa Bay's defense is going to be a great match for Jared Goff, Amon St. Brown, and the speed of that Lions offense. Here's the run up the middle and a gain of a yard for Chase Edmonds. It'll be 3rd down and 4. White got banged up. Don't be shocked if we don't see White for the remainder of this game. Also, it'll be interesting because Philadelphia's run defense was smothered. How will Detroit approach the two-headed monster known as Jamar Gibbs and David Montgomery? I mean, how is Detroit going to game plan for that? I'm not sure. Jeffrey Lurie, he's done a lot of great moves. As chairman and CEO, he brought in Sirianni. He traded for A.J. Brown. He traded for Kevin Byard. He traded for Jake Elliott. He's built a great team. He drafted Jalen Hurts. Pass was caught on 3rd and 4 by Cade Otton. Drafted Dallas Goedert. He's done many amazing things on top of just a Super Bowl win. But this year wasn't it. And you're going to end this season losing 6-7. Again, I don't know how it's possible. And I know they made the playoffs, but I would still say the Eagles had a bigger collapse than the Jaguars. And that is coming from a Jaguars fan's mouth. And our collapse was awful. But this is worse. This is worse. This is way worse. Because the Eagles had Super Bowl expectations. Jaguars were just, if they made the playoffs, they were in a good spot. Edmonds flag down on the carry. Remember the Eagles were 10-1, and I told everyone they were overrated? Well, and then you nailed it on the head, and I was agreeing with you. Like I said, the last time the Eagles won a game by 2 or more possessions was the Dolphins game back in Week 7. That is 11 weeks of a football team winning games by 1 possession or less. Or by 1 possession. Or losing. Yeah, by less, or you lose. Yeah, by the way, the whole deal was Lennon told Drew if the Buccaneers won, he would buy a Bucs jersey. I don't know if he's going to get Baker. I don't know if he's going to get Winfield. I don't know if he's going to get Mike Evans. You're going to have to let us know which one you get, Lennon. But looks like that Buccaneers jersey's coming your way. Mike Evans on 1st and 20 and a very easy gain of about 18, 19 yards. Evans, they barely utilized Mike Evans. He's dropped a couple of passes, but he has just been owning Darius Slay. This has not been Darius Slay's night. It has been Slay's night. It has been Bradbury's night. The Eagles are going to have a lot of question marks, and they are slammed up against the cap. I don't know if you could bring guys like Shaq Leonard back or Zach Cunningham. A lot of guys under contract. You brought back Slay on a cheaper deal. Brought back Slay on a cheaper deal. That didn't work. White, the handoff up the middle, down to the 36. You let Drew pick. Nice. That's cool. Definitely want to get a current player. I know the Bucks got a few Hall of Famers, but I think you guys stick with the current players. I don't know. Personally, I'd get either Winfield or Evans. I mean, I guess now that Baker's won a playoff game for them, getting a Baker Bucks jersey doesn't look terrible now. And by the way, I think no matter how good or bad Baker Mayfield does in the divisional round, I think he's staying another at least 2 to 3 years in Tampa. This game especially, he showed that he belongs. Here's the handoff. White up the middle. And nothing there. Brought down the play by Sweat. But it's weird about Tampa because seeing Green Bay beat Dallas, I'm like, wow, Green Bay could be a contender. Seeing Houston beat Cleveland, wow, Houston might be a contender. I'm not getting that with Tampa Bay, though. I don't know. I don't know if it's because I know they're playing Detroit, and I have them losing to Detroit, so it's kind of like I don't know what they're going to do. Like, this is a convincing win, don't get me wrong. And I know maybe it's more the Eagles struggling than the Buccaneers being red hot at the end of the year. But I'm just like Texans, Packers. I was watching those games and I'm like, wow, scary. I think that's because those 2 wins were more unexpected. This one felt expected, so maybe that's why I'm not like, wow. And Tampa Bay's had probably the most complete game of any team in the playoffs, other than Houston or Green Bay. And I'm just, again, like compared to when Houston and Green Bay were dominating their games, I'm not getting that. Tampa Bay could be a sleeper pick for the Super Bowl. I'm just not getting that vibe. I don't know what it is. Mike Evans makes a catch off the slant, 2nd and 9, and it looks like they'll give him the first. If not, they'll make it 3rd down and 1. But definitely if Tampa Bay goes into Detroit and beats them next week, well, hell, they're in the NFC Championship, so you can't sleep on them any longer. Eagles burning timeouts. They just burnt their second. The Eagles have gotten demolished tonight. And Troy Aikman, the Cowboy fan he is probably a little happy in the press box. Yeah, get Winfield. If I had to get a Bucs current player, I'm getting Winfield. That's what I would do. Next Bucs jersey for me, though, will probably be Derek Brooks. I got Allstott. I'll probably get Brooks, and then I'll probably get Winfield. The Buccaneers also have a lot of sick jersey combinations. So don't be shocked if I do. Oh, my God. There's a Fire Sirianni sign in the crowd. Oh, boy. Eagle fans, you guys are nuts. This guy just led you to a Super Bowl last year. Relax, White. On 3rd and 1 gets the first. Like, I know it's embarrassing. I know Howie Roseman's mad. I know Jeff Lurie's mad, but I mean, come on. This coach just led you to a Super Bowl. And you want him fired because he had a bad stretch and he lost a wildcard game to a team that goes into the playoffs winning 5 of their last 6? Oh my God. Oh my God. Eagle fans they're about to make me sick. I'm sorry. If Nick Sirianni gets fired, that's a panic move. Definition of a panic move. And by the way, I'm going to say this right now. If Nick Sirianni does in fact get fired, Doug Peterson, I love you. Please get out of Jacksonville because I want Nick Sirianni so badly. So badly. If he wants to get fired, I want him so badly. What's up, Tweet of the Hope and Brendan? Thank you guys so much for stopping by. We've been having a blast broadcasting this one tonight. Tampa putting the finishing touches on their wild card win over the Eagles. White a gain of 3. This is the greatest game I've ever seen. I'm sure it is. Oh boy. Our chat is being filled by Buccaneers, Giants, and a Vikings fan. My gosh. And they're all here to take a dump on what was supposed to be back-to-back NFC title. Hey, by the way, what was that? You guys were going to go into San Francisco and prove that you were going to beat the Niners again? I don't know who needs to tell you this as Mayfield hands it off. White, stiff arm. They'll lose a yard there. 3rd down, 7 coming up. I don't know who needs to tell you this, and this game's kind of confirmed it. Brock Purdy's been better than Jalen Hurts. I'm sticking up for my Niner fans now. I've been quiet, but I'm sticking up for my Niner fans now. As Darius Slay is hurt. Purdy's been better than Hurts. Ever since week 10, or whenever San Francisco walked into Philadelphia, what was it, week 13, week 14? Ever since that game, Purdy's been better than Hurts. And I got news for you. The Niners are laughing in your face right now. And I am still convinced if Purdy did not get hurt in the NFC Championship game last year, San Francisco wins. Take it to the bank. Let's hope Darius Slay is all right, though. As we head to commercial break, 3rd and 7 coming up for Tampa. Only Eagle I feel bad for is Jason Kelce. I don't even feel bad for Jason Kelce. Hell no. You want to know an Eagle I feel bad for? Dallas Goedert. Because he came back from injury for this. He came back from a leg injury just to be barely utilized and now losing the playoffs. I also feel bad for Julio Jones Man deserves a Super Bowl ring. You should have signed with the Niners, but I don't know why you're signing with the Eagles. You would have been used much more efficiently on the Niners or the Lions. I don't know what you're doing there. But yeah, really, outside of Goddard and Hurts and Jones, I don't feel bad. Yeah, I kind of feel bad for Hurts a little bit. A little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. I just look at this team and I look at a bunch of just grade A bleeps. Grade A bleep wipes is what I see. My apologies. Unprofessional on my part, but there's a lot of very unlikable players on this Eagles team. And the fan base swore that they were coming up. Now they were going to storm into Detroit and storm into San Francisco and they were gonna win the NFC again. Land news for you. Well, you were looking to head to Detroit and San Francisco. You had a team down in South Florida who has been scorching hot in the month of November and December. You picked the wrong bull to tangle with and you lose. Defense for Tampa Bay stepped up huge. Hurts couldn't have time to throw. And you kind of sense ever since Tampa Bay got that safety, it's been over. You just kind of sensed it. Many beers tonight to celebrate the downfall of the Eagles and the Cowboys. Attaboy, Brendan. Attaboy. I can't wait to see him next week, baby. Brendan's coming over Friday. We'll be chilling, watching the playoffs together Saturday and Sunday. I'm excited. What I'm not excited for is to announce the injury of Darius Slay, because he's another one he was on the Lions. He got traded to the Eagles, and you just don't want to see that as he is being taken out now on the cart. Prayers to Darius Slay. We don't want anyone to get injured. Whether we like the team or like the player, whatever. We don't want anyone getting hurt regardless. Couldn't happen to a better fan base. There's only one fan base I wish that would get humbled more, but it looked like he injured his lower body. What's up, Cooper? Thanks for stopping by. There's one fan base that needs to get humbled more than the Eagles, but I'm going to keep my mouth shut on that one because that is only what me and the rest of 904 Duval County thinks. Not the rest of the league. If you know, you know. But anyways. In commercial break, Darius Slay looked like he injured his lower body, so he's getting helped off in a cart. It is going to be 3rd and 7 for the Buccaneers when we resume play here as Slay's getting carted off. 6:10 and counting left here in the fourth quarter. Buccaneers are ready to wrap up and advance to the divisional round where they'll go to Detroit, Michigan to play the Lions next Sunday at 3 o'clock Eastern time. 3rd and 7. Mayfield takes the snap. Two-step drop under immediate duress. Lobs it up for the end zone, and he overthrew Mike Evans. But he throws for Chris Godwin instead. Touchdown. 31-9. I was looking at Mike Evans. Oh, my God. I thought Mayfield was throwing to Evans, and instead he threw to Godwin. He fooled me on that one. And Chris Godwin gets the touchdown. Oh, boy. Oh, dear. Okay, well, this game's over. Extra point is nailed by McLaughlin, 32-9. Mayfield's got 3 touchdowns, by the way. Woo! He is on a roll. He is on fire right now. Yeah, give Baker pen to paper. It don't even matter what happens next week in Detroit. Sign Baker to that long-term deal. That man's earned it. Maddox, man-on-man coverage, he just gave up. And Godwin's in for the touchdown. First it was Moore, and then it was Palmer, and now it was Godwin. And for the second straight time, the Buccaneers fire the cannons. The cannon took liftoff and has eliminated the Birds from playoff contention. Buccaneers are going to win their first playoff game at home since 2002, win their first playoff game without Tom Brady and Bruce Arians since 2002. And they're on their way for their first ever playoff date with Detroit next Sunday. And then the winner of Bucs-Lions will, of course, play the winner of 49ers-Packers in the NFC Championship. Niners-Packers, Saturday night at 8 o'clock. It's Kyle Trask time, Lennon. Yes, sir, buddy. This is for our Gator fans in the chat. I think it's only me and Lennon. I know Drew doesn't like the Gators, but if we could see Kyle Trask in the game, that would be nice. You know what? I'll make a deal right now. If the Buccaneers win a Super Bowl, I'll get a Kyle Trask Bucs jersey, and I'll get the Super Bowl patch on it and everything. Because I love Kyle Trask, and I was going to get a Trask Trask Gators jersey, but if the Bucs win the Super Bowl, I'll gladly get that Trask jersey instead. Great broadcasting. Oh, I appreciate it, Kyle. Kyle's always stopping by the channel. I appreciate it, brother. 1st and 10, Hurts steps up in the pocket. Down he goes at the 28. I mean, Tampa Bay's just throwing a party. Greg Gaines, the former Ram. I mean, this is just an utter annihilation by Tampa Bay. I am just so happy for this team, man. This team has deserved it. Squeaked into the playoffs, winning in last week against Carolina. They won. This team came back from a 4-6 record, and they did such a good job tonight. Defensive side of the ball. Mayfield 3 touchdowns. Swift falls down at the 38. 3rd and a mile coming up. And for Baker Mayfield, going to go to 2-0 in the Wildcard round. Upset the Steelers in 2020 in Pittsburgh with Cleveland. And now upsetting the 11-6 Eagles at home behind a 3-touchdown performance. And what has been by far and away his best playoff performance of the 3 he's played. Hurts first down on 3rd and 8 to Goddard. Flag down. And now Goddard rolled his ankle. Oh, no. And now first Slay. Now Goddard. I mean, I don't even know. I mean, I know they're not playing another game until September, but why are your starters even in? Mariota should be in. Stoll should be in at tight end. Julio Jones could be retiring after this year. I'd let Julio run a couple more routes. Pass interference on Goddard, and then he injures his leg on top of it. First Slay, now Goddard. I mean, cool. I'm happy Tampa Bay's winning, but just seeing the injuries pile on, oh, it just sucks. Just sucks. Seeing the injuries pile on. Baker gonna bake. Shake and bake, baby. Shout out to Ricky Bobby. Baker shaked and he baked. Oh boy, everyone in the chat's happy. My Giants fans, my Patriots fans, I've got a Seahawks fan in here. The 2 people with the hope still in here. We got a Viking fan. Oh my God. And of course, Drew celebrating this the most as a Bucs fan. Well, Nice, diverse fan base we got here in the chat. Zacchaeus with the catch, former Falcons down at the 34. There's Jason Light, general manager for this Bucs team. Brought in Tom Brady, led this team to a Super Bowl, made the tough decision to fire Dirk Cutter, move on to Bruce Arians, sticking with his guns, keeping Todd Bowles, promoting him from defensive coordinator to head coach, and now he's going to get his first career head coaching win. Couldn't do it with the Jets, and now has a 1-1 playoff record with the Bucs. Smith passes out of bounds at the 40. 3:12 to go. And it looks like Mayfield's going to come back out there. So for me in London, bummer. There will be no Kyle Trask. But the Bucs will be moving on to the divisional round against Detroit. Yeah, I know. I want Trask. I know. That's all right. He still gets a ring. He still gets a ring if they win the thing. So, man, whoever makes it out of the NFC, I am so happy for whoever makes it out of the NFC. All these teams deserve it, man. Bucs deserve it. Would be a cool story to see them to show that they can win a ring without Brady as Edmonds runs down to the 36. That would be cool. I think it'd be nice for the Bucs. It's a great story because they could win their Super Bowl without the help of Tom Brady and Bruce Arians. The Lions, for obvious reasons, they've never won before. Niners, they haven't won since 95. It would be their sixth ring. McCaffrey, Purdy, Fred Warner, that great team gets a ring. Kyle Shanahan gets his ring. Packers would be sick. Jordan Love comes out of nowhere. Year one starter, wins the Super Bowl. Whoever makes it out of the NFC, it is a great story for the league. Edmonds, carry on 2nd and 7. Will make it 3rd and 3. AFC side of things, Buffalo winning their first ring would be cool. Lamar winning his first ring would be cool. It would just shatter my heart, but Houston winning would be pretty cool too. Shatters my heart, but the story and CJ Stroud being a rookie winning, it would be cool. Shreds my heart to say that, but it would. And then Chiefs. We don't want the Chiefs. I'm rooting for the Bills next week. I don't care. I don't want the Chiefs to go back to back. They were a much better team last year. They were a much better team last year, and there are much more worthy teams than the Chiefs that deserve it this year. Place your bets. Wildcard round in the books. My Super Bowl prediction has changed from 49ers Ravens to 49ers Bills. But think about this. The Lions or the Buccaneers are going to be in the NFC Championship game. Did you expect that in the beginning of the year? Did you expect that in the beginning of the year? Either the Lions or the Buccaneers will be in the NFC Championship. Playing potentially the Packers. Who saw that coming? Great year for the league in terms of parity. We may not know who deserves the MVP between Lamar and Allen and Prescott and McCaffrey and Purdy. We may not know who deserves MVP. But we do know one thing. As long as it ain't the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl, the NFL is going to have a fantastic story to tell. And it's good, too, because unless Kansas City doesn't win, it's either... I mean, yeah, Tampa Bay won recently, but can I say it? You know what? I'm going to say it. If Baker doesn't leave Cleveland, they beat Houston. I'll say it. If Baker played as good as he did today against the Texans on Saturday, they probably do it. It's a love story. You going for the Packers? Hey, Taylor Swift. Don't hate Taylor Swift because NBC and Fox just constantly want to show her. Good person, decent musician. Yeah, it's annoying that the NFL media is annoying. Yeah, I know it's dude, obviously it's a Taylor Swift reference. I'm switching it because I also don't really care for Taylor Swift's music much. I'm switching it from a Taylor Swift reference to a Jordan Love reference because we talk about Jordan Love on this channel, not Taylor Swift. Anyway, 3rd and 2. Here's the handoff. Edmonds gets stuffed, and they'll probably attempt a long field goal with McLaughlin. Lennon obviously wants them to run up the score, and I kind of don't blame him. He's a Giants fan. He's happy the Eagles are losing. No Packers. Drew doesn't want the Packers. I don't care if the Packers make it personally. I got nothing against Green Bay now that Aaron Rodgers is no longer with the team. Yeah, I'm not that dumb. I know what a love story, Taylor Swift, but we're talking about Jordan Love, pal. I ain't a Swiftie like you, bro. I liked your music back in 2015. And once I got out of middle school, I haven't really gone back. 4th and 6, they will not kick the field goal. They'll run it with Edmonds, and he gets 2. Chiefs should lose. You know what's interesting about Bills Chiefs next week? 2020 and 2021 were both played in Kansas City. This year, it's played in Buffalo. And also this year, the Bills are finally the better team than the Chiefs. 2020, 2021, 2022, Chiefs were better. This year, the Bills are better than the Chiefs. The Chiefs are the worst they've been since 2015. Take it as you will. First time they haven't even had a first-round bye since, 2021. But first time they're going to be playing a road playoff game in the Mahomes era. That's all I'm going to say. Lions-Bills Super Bowl. I agree, man. Lions-Bills Super Bowl would be great. I've been since 2008, and you have been. So here's the divisional round. Saturday at 4 o'clock, Ravens-Texans. Saturday at 8 o'clock, Niners-Packers. And then the Sunday games, Lions-Bucks will be the first game. Chiefs-Bills will be the second game. Bills-Lions Super Bowl. Winner wins their first ring. I'm fine with that. Personally, on a personal level, now that Philly and Dallas are out, as long as Houston don't win, I don't really care. It would be a cool story for the league. But obviously, as a Jaguar fan, nah. As the famous words of LA Knight, nah, we can't have that. Well, Drew's here to absolutely just rain it, just pour it on the Eagles. So, go
it's
ahead.
It's great
The show is
day to
yours.
be alive.
He's fired up. Unbelievable. 32-9 your final. Bucks win, baby.
Oh, it's a great feeling.
Yeah, I know.
Fuck the Eagles.
Mm-hmm. Oh, boy. How you feeling about Detroit, though?
Not great.
Not
good at
great. Yeah.
all. Not
No, I
great.
got Detroit winning, too. But you never know. You never know. You guys will be on the road. It'll be a tough game. But, hey, I'll say this, though. If your defense played as good as it did tonight, you guys got a really good chance.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Really good chance.
Let Baker bake. That's all I'm gonna say. Let Baker bake.
Let Baker bake, baby.
Yep. Lennon, get that jersey, man. Get that jersey.
You gotta get your Winfield jersey now, Lennon.
Yep.
I didn't even need to wear my All-Star jersey today. I was just good luck commentating. Maybe if I got time, I'll do it next week.
Yeah.
Hey, man, commentated the Lions, they won. Commentated the Bucks, they won.
Keep commentating the Bucks then. Just keep going.
Hey, good vibes for both teams then.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
All right, man. Go Bucks.
Have a good night. Enjoy
Have a
your
good night,
victory Tuesday.
I will. Thank you.
Oh boy, Drew's fired up, as are we here on Fletcher Sports Zone. Hope you guys enjoyed the broadcast. 32-9 your final. Bucks take it over the Eagles. And London's going to love this comment. The chance for Kyle Trask to win a ring continues. Unfortunately, the dream for Julio Jones winning a ring is dead. But, oh boy, Tampa, Detroit, next Sunday at Ford Field. That's going to be a blast. Bucks win 32-9. And what is one of the craziest blowouts we've seen in recent playoff memory. But for everyone here, I'm Grant Fluff from Fletcher Sports. I'm saying enjoy the rest of your evening. Wildcard weekend in the books. 6 games, 5 blowouts. Lions, Rams. Last night was such a good broadcast. The game that, in terms of entertainment, kind of stunk tonight, but all my lovely Eagles haters in the chat made it fun. Really made the second half fun. Appreciate you guys coming in when the game was getting toward blowout territory and keeping my energy up the whole way because I was falling asleep here. Jason Kelsey giving a couple of handshakes to the Eagle fans. I mean, Jason Kelsey's a class act. Oh, boy. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed the broadcast. Bucks in the win column. And I will catch you next stream.